Agape Moo.
Hi everyone and welcome to Book Club with Bay. I am Bay and this is Bay. Say hi, Bay.
Hey, Bay. Sorry.
Error.
This is other Bay. Say hi.
Hello.
And today we're talking about, once again, we're talking about Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the first book in the Covenant series. We're also talking about Demon, honestly, they're the same
The
book.
prequel to Half-Blood.
It is the same book.
It literally is just chapter 1. I think we talked about this. Or
Yes.
it's the first couple chapters.
It's like it really is.
Because honestly, reading Half-Blood without it, like, you just don't, you don't get
as much context.
It's literally not backstory. It's
The
just
first-
setup.
Yeah.
The first time I read this, I didn't know about Demon, and I just started a Half-Blood, and I was a bit confused, and then she did a little bit of explaining as to what happened. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess this is where we just jump into the story then.
And that's
but-
fine.
It's still
But you need
later,
the
it's
prequel
still
novella.
written split up.
Yeah. Well, then
because-
I saw it, and I was like, oh, it all makes so much more sense now.
Yeah. I
Hi,
wouldn't have.
Pat. How's it going?
It's the bays. I thought it was just one bay. I am the other bay, okay?
There's Bay and then there's other Bay.
Other bay. I'm the side bay.
We
okay?
brought a third into the
relationship.
Into the bay. Yep.
But I don't remember when we first talked about this. I'm not saying I don't remember it. I don't remember exactly when it was. I want to say probably 2017.
I know that we did Apollyon, I believe, within a few days of the boy being born, which means that the one before that was during labor, and that was 2017.
Yeah, I want to say that this is the series that made you spontaneously give birth, even though you were pregnant at the point. I'm blaming the series.
The series put so much stress on her mind that the baby was like, I want out. I can't listen to this anymore. I need to leave.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Baby said no.
Yeah, so
fuck this series.
I think it's it was a Poly Bay. Yes.
This is a Poly Bay relationship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have a group chat. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Also, it's really funny when I get a text message and I have my AirPods in because it'll read out.
Because it announces
where the text
of the chat.
Sorry, we have a stupid group chat name.
Oh, it's so bad.
Don't worry about it. It's just funny to hear like a robot voice say it.
She does a pretty good job though, considering it's all one word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She does
it actually gets separated out. But so it was 2017 because I was like, a lot happened in 2017.
Yes.
So, that was an eventful year. Well, for the two of us, like
that's when I met my fiance. Aww.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's an eventful year.
Yeah. We started dating in April 2017.
Ooh, good year then.
It is a good year.
Yeah. So a lot happened that year, and I was like, I think I remember that happening when a bunch of other stuff was happening, if I'm not mistaken. So, I think so. It's been like 5 years, is my point.
It's been almost 5 years since we read this,
and it's my first time.
I know, but that just reminded me that my son's going to be 5 this year.
Oh my god!
Because I remember when you were pregnant.
Yeah, we started talking like within a few weeks of that, like of me falling pregnant. Like I don't know,
you tripped and fell and became pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Actually, the joke was
I tripped and fell. Yes,
like
yeah.
That was a whole thing.
I think I probably fell pregnant about a week after we met. Or something like that.
I think we met in 2016 and we started doing book club pretty soon after we met.
Yeah, but we started talking in October and I think that was around the time and I fell pregnant in October.
Yeah.
I found out I was pregnant in November, end of November. And I was about 7 weeks along at that point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, So yeah. She knocked me up.
Oh yeah, that's what the joke
From
was.
across
We
an
got-
ocean.
Yes.
got pregnant like right when we met. So yeah.
Because also, fun fact: the first 2 weeks of pregnancy, you are not pregnant.
Yes.
So the timing lined up almost to the week, I think.
It did.
That's hilarious.
I know.
I love that.
So I think also like this is also really fun because it's one of the first books we ever did for book club.
Yes, I think this was like the second or third series we
Yeah,
did.
because I know we did.
We did a all-in-one House of Night initially.
Yep.
Y'all fit
and we
all
did
of that into one?
I think
we were just bitching.
Oh,
we're
oh,
just
cool,
bitching
cool, cool.
effectively, yeah.
Yeah.
And like just talking about the timeline at that point as well. Like
Yeah, how
Lila was
it's
talking about the
literally 6
timeline.
days long, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
also did
comparing
we did
Vampire
Awakening
Diaries.
and the Vampire Diaries because what we did in that stream was we were comparing the book to the show.
Yeah, we did
and
Eve.
then and then there was Eve, and then
I think Eve was our first proper actual
like book club
thing. And then this might have been 1 or 2 after that. I can't remember now.
I don't remember either because also I don't have it up anymore.
No.
Actually, the first Covenant streams, I'm gonna say this. The ones that we initially did, some of them are actually on this channel. They're in the same playlist. So because I moved a lot of stuff over here. Not like a ton of stuff, but I moved a lot of stuff over here.
I am going to be curious to see how much our opinions have changed, considering we've gone through the entire House of Night series after.
Yeah, because
and the sequel.
I remember this. We'll talk about it in a second, but
it gets worse as it goes. This just gets worse as it goes.
Yeah, I figure.
What is actually in this?
Like, because this one only had one.
The Half-Blood and Demon one are up. Oh, this is adorable. Sorry. You like have the baby gate in the background. I'm like on my old bed. This is so cute. We're using Hangouts. It's adorable.
Such a mess.
My hair was brown, but like the first time. Anyway.
Well, at least one thing, there's been steps in between, but that hasn't changed.
No, there's been a lot of stuff that happened to my hair in between that stream and now. But yeah, so I guess I didn't move all the other streams over, but that's okay.
We replaced
them. But first things first, my impressions of this book like don't match the level of animosity we have towards the series, and I think it's because these books do genuinely get worse as they go on. But
they do.
There's a lot of stuff I like about this book, and I totally forgot. There's a lot of stuff I have to say, but still.
Like this book only. This book only has one Agape Moo and no cuddle bunnies, so it gets worse.
Yeah, there's no cuddle bunnies, only one Agape Moo. It does get worse. Like it's a whole. This is a journey, I will say.
Yes. Because
there are parts of this book that are good. A lot of that's ripped from Vampire Academy, but that's fine. But anyway, so I don't think we did this the first time we did this series. I don't know that we had food ratings yet. Not sure. So
we didn't.
Yeah. So for the first time officially, we shall food rate. We're gonna food rate them together because
they're basically the same.
Part of the same book.
Yeah.
So we'll food rate them together. So for me, this is like movie theater popcorn, but like on the days that it's actually really good. And like, because I love movie theater popcorn.
It's delicious.
But it's really good. But sometimes it can be like weirdly stale. Like sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get. This is like when it's super fresh and like for whatever reason the weird fake butter stuff they use is like really, really good.
It's like perfectly dispersed.
Right, because it's fun. It's bad for you.
Oh yes.
And it'll make you feel like shit later,
Yep.
So what was it? I heard the description, but I didn't hear what the dish was.
Oh, movie theater popcorn.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. It's like
It's also like
Oh.
coming home, you know,
Yeah, well, the other day
after
I
a long
watched.
COVID.
The other day I watched. Hero was released as Welcome to the Jungle, but I found out in the US it was called The Rundown. It's got like The Rock and Sean William Scott, and The Rock's a bounty hunter who has to go and retrieve Sean William Scott from the Amazonian jungle.
Cool.
And it's also a bit like Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. So both Welcome to the Jungles featuring The Rock, where it's not a good movie. Neither of them are good movies, but they're enjoyable movies.
Yeah, this book is
and that's what movies
pleasantly
and that's what movies
enjoyable.
popcorn is
Yep,
like.
it's not good, but it's amazing.
I have an Otto on my lap. The boy doesn't sit on laps, but he is on my lap.
That's right. Otto!
He's so cute.
He's so cute.
The baby, even though he's not a baby anymore.
It's because I'm here. He can sense
Yeah,
it.
he's like, I
He's
sense
here.
auntie. What is he? What are you
So
doing,
cute.
boy?
Oh, you look so happy.
He doesn't sit on laps. You know
I know. He doesn't do
this.
it
He never
anymore.
does this. I think it's because I have a wire connected to my head.
Possibly.
It's very possible.
Cats are assholes like that.
But if this is all it takes, I'll
You're never
connect
taking that
myself.
headset off, are you?
No. Oh my god. Okay, anyways. Mara, what is your fear
Yes?
rating?
Oh, that's
I
right.
think I'm going to concur. I
I-
completely forgot about food rating as usual. I normally think of them on the fly, but I think
He's being so cute.
He's so cute. He just bit my mic, and that's fine. He can do whatever he wants.
he's on your lap.
Yeah. I also so I don't have the same sentimental, obviously, as you guys
Yeah.
do. But like I said to you, TJ, it was fine. So like I guess it's just a meal that is like a good pasta. That like it's fine, you know? I'll eat it. It tastes pretty good, and I'm not gonna be mad.
But your stomach's going to feel a little bit heavy afterwards. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But- 'cause
yeah.
it's
And-
heavy.
Yeah. And because you also have warning as to what's coming.
Yeah. Otto, no.
But
Yeah, like okay, so I'll say it this way. Reading this book, 'cause I also put my thoughts in some notes, so I'll just go over that like a little bit. Like one thing that, especially compared to Immortals, which we just read,
oh god,
Aiden and Alex, they talk.
They do.
they talk a lot.
They
Yeah.
talk a lot. They do.
They
a lot
talk
of
about their
talking.
feelings. They talk about their relationship. They talk about their families, their interests.
Honestly, right now their relationship
And
is good. It's
even-
actually there's a lot of stuff in this book that's actually cute. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, and even when we don't see them on page talking, we know how much they're
That they still
interacting and
talk every
talking.
day. Yeah.
Because like we're not there for all of their conversations because
No, 'cause
otherwise
they
the book
train.
would never end.
But they
Every
train
day
every
for
single
hours.
day. So you know that they're talking.
yeah. So honestly that was a nice change.
Yes.
Because we've done so many books where we keep going. They've never spoken. And I was like, oh, they talk, which becomes kind of the problem. But you know,
Oh, good.
it's nice. It's nice that they're talking. Yeah, like
And
I honestly was expecting, because again, I remember this series. I remember Apollyon, or I remember the Titan series. I know it gets ridiculous.
There's not a lot I remember about the Titan series. Main thing I remember from that is Asakimu and the Grand Return. If you remember what I'm referencing without spoiling.
Yeah.
Just the Grand Return. That's all I'm
Mhm.
going to say.
It was
Mhm.
weird.
One thing I don't know if I picked this up last time we read this or not, but I did pick it up this time. There is a shit ton of foreshadowing. She knew what she was doing. I will say that. There is
Yeah,
a lot
no,
of,
I was picking up on that too. I was like,
I'm gonna text you the two
No,
things.
Otto.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's like, actually having read it twice, I can confidently say she knew what she was doing. There's a ton of foreshadowing in this book.
That's good. That's good.
This book actually lays out pretty much the plot of the series and spoils the ending. in a way.
Interesting.
These
Okay.
are two of the big ones that I picked up in the foreshadowing that I could think of. I probably picked up more, but I picked those up. Sorry. I just don't want to spoil these for you.
I don't want to spoil this for you either, because again, it is actually like
Yes, and yes.
that's what came to mind for me. Like, I was like, oh shit. Now I don't know if that was a happy accident, but anyway.
Yeah.
Either way, like that works. So we're gonna do our normal thing. When we start a new series, I have this actually. I have some guides for us because I wrote this up because I know that this could be long. Bay and I have big feelings. So we're going to start with world building and then we'll go into characters.
He's being
Okay.
so cute.
um,
Can't. It's like, mother,
So-
stop.
the first thing to note about this series is that Greek gods exist. They are real.
Yes.
And the gods, like there's purebloods which are descendants of the
Okay. So
help.
Zeus bangs a mortal and has a Hercules. And then Hercules bangs another demigod because he's a demigod because he's half god. He bangs another demigod and they have a baby. Baby isn't quite as up to demigod levels, but it's the child of two demigods and is now a hematoi, aka a pureblood. When purebloods breed with other purebloods, they make more purebloods.
When they breed with a mortal, they make a half blood.
Yes.
That is
Which-
the premise. That's basically the premise of the series.
Yep.
So purebloods. So if you want to think about it like this, you have the Moroi, the Damphirs,
Yep. And then
you have the Strigoi,
aka the demons.
right, from Vampire Academy. So it's
'Cause
all
in-
that's kind of ripped from.
And almost exactly, because the other thing as well is in Vampire Academy, to become a Strigoi, you have to kill someone while feeding on them, or you can be forcibly turned. In this, for a pure blood, they have a sippy sip of ether, even by accident, like they just get sprayed in the mouth with some ether, which is founded in blood. They become a thingy, or they can be forcibly turned. It's literally the exact same.
This is a
And-
Greek god vampire book, and honestly, if it had been marketed that way, I feel like the vibe would be different if you leaned into that a little bit more. But anyway,
Yep.
So yeah, this is a Greek god vampire book.
Yes.
And so that's like the basic premise of like who are, and the gods are real. Like that's a
Yeah.
thing. So covenants are these complexes. They've got schools. in
House of
them,
Knights.
but they're also complexes
They're House of Knights.
because they're a little bit different. Yeah, they're like House of Knights, but a little bit
Or
different.
Vampire
because-
Academies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you also have like purebloods living there full time for like the protection and stuff like that. So the Covenant is not just the school; it's literally a.
No, I think
It's
the
like-
Covenant is the school, but then the community immediately next.
Yeah, it's like also
Yeah.
kind of like a military base.
Yeah.
It reads
Yeah,
kind of
you
like a
can think of
military
it that
base.
way. So they train half bloods to become sentinels, and
And
they
guard-
train
and
them
guardians.
to become guardians. So just like Vampire Academy, and
The
the blood
biggest,
can be a sentinel, but
and that's the biggest difference between this and Vampire Academy, I feel. In Vampire Academy, Moroi do not train to fight. They do not train to protect. They do not become guardians. They do not do any of that stuff. Whereas in this, the purebloods, it's not the usual path, but they can, and it's not weird.
yes, yeah.
And also,
Um,
half bloods and pure bloods cannot be in a relationship or
Yeah,
boy.
I was about to get to
Yes.
that. But real quick on purebloods, they have
Yes.
control over one of the 5 elements. Nobody can control Akasha. That's basically like spirit. It's like
It's
God,
lightning bolt spirit.
it's God jizz, whatever. And then there's earth, air, fire, water.
The main
Yeah,
four, and then Spirit.
And then,
yes.
Which again,
and-
Vampire Academy, Moroi do
yeah.
Elemelons, you know.
LML.
And another difference in this is demons can control all the elements, but they have to be connected to Earth to do so. They can't do Akasha, but when we say all, we're just going to say 4
The
because
main four.
because also in this book also does that as well. He can control all four elements plus the fifth. It's like, well, then all 5. Then we could have just said all
right.
5.
But there's only like one person, supposedly, we'll get to that, who can control the 5th element besides the gods. So it's kind of just not even on the table.
Yes. So there's the 4 standard ones. I almost said the Strigoi. The demons can control the elements. But again, they have to be connected to Earth, so they don't like they don't like rivers or lakes or oceans, etc. So where she lives is on an island because the demons don't like crossing the bridge because
Also,
while they are crossing the
and there
bridge-
are lots of other covenants.
Yeah, there's one
so
in
there's-
Nashville or Memphis, whichever one it was.
One in Nashville. There's like one in South
There's
Dakota.
there's a university in New York. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
where
think the
it is.
headquarters is in New York, and
Yeah.
then only purebloods at the beginning of this can become demons.
Yeah.
Yes,
Only purebloods.
yes, but that will
Whereas in
change.
Vampire Academy,
anyone, human, Dampier, or
yeah,
Moroi
can
could become Strigoi.
a
But-
Strigoi. So
But only Moroi can, of their own accord, become Strigoi. But
yeah.
Strigoi can turn anyone.
So like Addie was saying, purebloods and half-bloods are not allowed to breed. They actually put
No fraternizing.
half-bloods on forced bird control.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
Which I
half-bloods.
forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, half-bloods can't. It seems like effectively what they've done is the god blood, I guess, for want of a better term, is like recessive to over human blood. So that's why like each thing gets weaker, because then if half-bloods were to breed with each other, they create human babies. So they can't even. That's why they force birth control, because their spawn are useless
Yeah.
or banned. So the girls all get forced injections to neutralize their ovaries, I guess.
Yeah. And then also, half-bloods can either be sentinels, guards, or servants. So, and the servants, if they're a servant, they are given an elixir,
I was gonna say
They're
they get like
slaves.
nukes, right?
and they
Yeah,
become
servants, they're
slaves.
slaves, and they're under
They
compulsion.
call them
and-
servants in the book. Sorry, but yeah,
Yes.
no, they're
and they're and they're marked. They're like tattooed on their forehead with a circle and a line through it, and that marks them as a servant. And as we find out later, if a servant starts giving lip, bad things happen.
Figured as much.
Yeah. There's also I don't think it's ever actually explicitly said, but it's heavily implied that a lot of the female servants
Are forced to participate in that.
activities.
Okay.
yeah.
Like it's implied. I don't know if it was in this book or just throughout the series, but there's just implications that especially the female servants, sometimes like there'll just be like a comment of especially the female servants or something to that extent.
Yeah.
So it never says it, but it's which would we be? I'd be more surprised.
I'm not
if they weren't.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'd be more
Um,
surprised if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because they can't talk if you compel them not to talk. So it's like,
Something I've noticed, actually, like rereading this, everything is written like a YA novel, except for a lot of the relationship between
Alex
Aiden and Alex. Just the way that things are described, like the way that her liking him is described, and the way she tells us about it, it's like getting sucked out of a YA novel and like transplanted
Into
to
a
a
new?
romance novel for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
and then we come back to the YA clusterfuck.
Just you're forgetting though. Jenny does write the romance books too.
Well,
so
and
it's-
you can tell.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
yeah.
You can tell.
I'm not looking forward to Titan because that's new adult. And she does it. She goes all the way there.
It's porn.
Yeah, no, this one, at least when stuff happens, I think it like fades to black or gives like the vague description of like it was a
I think we
beautiful
get a vague
magical
description,
event.
but you don't have the.
It doesn't have the CMP.
Yeah, but like in Titan, like or particular male anatomy gets like outright labeled, and
The
Like-
C.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a few C's in there, and,
Oh, beautiful.
and we get descriptions of acts, and I'm just like, it's always uncomfortable, especially when like you read this first, and then you just like,
It's-
oh, there's a nice sequel series, and you're like, oh, great.
And
I'm
then
into
it's
porn
cock and
territory.
balls. Like,
Well, that's the thing is like it wouldn't be as weird, honestly, if it wasn't for this series, because this feels like baby series, you know, and then it's like, and now we're gonna watch Seth fuck, and I'm like,
Yep.
I don't know,
Great.
because in
Yeah,
my
no,
head,
weird.
I get that he's like 19 or whatever right now,
is
but in
he
my
really?
brain, yeah,
Yeah, he's,
I
Aiden's
read him so
21.
much older. I know Aiden's 21. Oh no, so it
And-
is illegal.
and
I thought he
Alex
was
is
20.
17.
He's 4 years older than her. It is illegal.
It depends on what day his birthday is.
I doubt they have the same birthday.
I thought he was 20 and he turned 21 in this.
No, he's 21.
Like in this series.
He's 21.
It's illegal. Woo! All right, it's fine.
Well, you know what? It's way less illegal than Dimitri and Rose, okay?
Yes. I read
Dimitri's 7.5
Seth.
years older.
I read Seth as like a mid-20s.
No, he's like 19.
Yeah, he was only born like a year and a half or so before.
And he's the
Alex.
what is it? Apollyon? Oh,
Apollyon.
He's
Apollyon?
the Apollyon.
the Apollyon. I don't know why I said Apollyon. That's so stupid.
It's fair.
Yeah,
Apollyon. Okay.
Apollyon.
Apollyon.
So
We'll say it a bunch
actually,
of times. Don't worry about
yeah.
it.
Also,
yeah.
what
and then
really?
there's a book called it.
what is it really? What is the Apollyon really?
We can't tell you.
Okay, so it's not supposed to be clear to me yet
No.
No,
Okay, cool. because it's not
all
very
you're
clear to me.
supposed all you're supposed to know at this point is that he's the uber half blood that is more powerful than the pures.
Okay, cool. So he is half. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's fine.
he.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
but-
with not like as long as I'm not supposed to know. As long as I didn't
You're
miss
not
anything.
supposed to know.
Cool, that's fine. I don't care. I'll find
Yeah,
out later.
And I said this. We said this when we spoke about it the first time. I said this off stream to Addie, but one thing I really, really do like about the ebook and the printed book of these is the pronunciation guide at the beginning,
Yes.
because there are weird words, and the
There are weird
pronunciation
words.
guides change book to book. That it has the
So that
relevant.
includes like new words. Cool.
Yeah, so like demon only has demon, ether, and hematoi.
Yeah.
Whereas Half Blood has demon, ether, hematoi, Apollyon, Agapimu, and Akasha.
Yeah, I guess my ebook reader just skipped the front matter and went straight to chapter 1, because in Demon I got the front matter. I read the front matter. But in the next one, my ebook reader was just like, nope, chapter 1.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
like,
I will let you know for future reference. It's immediately before chapter 1.
Okay, then I will make sure to scroll
So
back.
just go back a page.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
each book. 'Cause
Pronunciation
they're-
guides are useful.
especially when you got weird words like hematoi,
Yeah.
ether, because ether isn't spelled like ether.
No,
It's
it's not. It's spelled like
AE.
Aether.
Yeah. Akasha, I think, is pretty self-explanatory when you look at it. Same with Apollyon. But like Agapimu is a bit weird.
I wouldn't
Demon
have
is
known.
weird. You would
Demon
not
is really because it's Damon. It's spelled Damon.
But with an I.
AIMON.
Yeah, but you would say Damon.
Yeah, well, an AI makes makes an A sound.
Yeah.
So you look at that
Yeah.
and it's demons. But no, they're demons.
Yeah.
And then I think in Lux it's DEA.
Why can't she just spell it as demon, bro?
She does.
She
in
does
a
that
different
in
series
she does that in the Gargoyle series.
Why can't it just be demon always?
because it has to be Greek.
Fuck.
It has to be
Whatever.
different each time, okay?
I don't know if like actually that's how like a Greek person would spell it because I feel like
I have no
demon
idea.
like that is not a Greek word. I don't know, but I'm
I'm
not an expert in Greek.
I will say though, like I think they're all because okay, so on the world building thing, demons can be killed in I think 3 ways, or is it 2 ways? There's decapitation, there's titanium. I don't know if fire kills them. I don't think it does.
I don't know that we get told that.
I'm just looking at chapter 1, like first page of chapter 1 of Half Blood mentions decapitation, and oh no, it's just decapitation and titanium. That's it. But just like a little scratch of titanium will kill them. I don't know why they all don't get like titanium coated fingertips.
So
Yes.
demon demon spelled Damon is actually the Greek root of demon. So
Okay,
it is.
I was like
It
it's
is
probably
correct.
Greek.
It is. The
It's
idea
annoying
of
though.
the demonic typically means quite a few things, from befitting a demon and fiendish to be motivated by a spiritual force or genius and inspired. And the root is from the Greek demon. But it's
Don't
spelled
know if it's
Damon.
pronounced that way though.
I
don't know Greek. I know a
Yeah, I don't
Gagamu
know
and a
Greek either.
Sakimu, and that's it.
And that's more than I want to know.
Yep, I'm good.
I'm also assuming hematoi is like as close to a literal translation to pure blood as you can get, because like the hema is blood.
Yeah,
I'm
blood.
assuming.
Well, yeah, because hemoglobin. Also, Otto is still on my lap. I would like everyone to know that Otto is still on my lap because
Good
this
kitty.
is the rarest thing in the world. Does not sit on laps. Do we need to go to characters next? Is that what
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm just
so
trying
I
to make
guess
sure like I'm not
we haven't
missing
missed
anything.
anything?
I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, there's like a council and there's 2
Oh,
ministers
yeah.
on the 12-person council. That's a thing.
And then
Mhm.
the ministers are like the minister. So each location has a council, and each council has 2 ministers, and then those 2 ministers from each of the place all join together and make up the grand council.
And those
I
people
guess.
like talk to the gods or whatever. They commune
Yeah.
with the gods.
So
Okay.
we'll go to characters. I probably have more on here than like Addie you would think is appropriate, but that's fine because I know what characters are going to be important.
Yes, just know it's important.
So I'm just yes, we have Alex, Alexandria,
Alex
or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
And it's a
My
boy
name is
thing.
Alexandria, and I know that I have a boy's name, but I don't.
Yeah,
like
people say it a lot. That
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You go by the boy's name. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie,
It
I've
is
known-
such a unisex name.
Yeah. Alex
yeah. I
is-
have known. I think
known more
2 or
girls.
3
I've known-
Alexandrias and 1 Alexis, and all of them went by Alex. And guess
yeah,
what?
I've known
Knowing
more
all
girls.
4 of them, not a single person has ever questioned them being called Alex.
No, yeah, I've known more girls that go by
That's
Alex
such a
than
normal name.
dudes. There was one
Yeah,
dude at
it's-
our high school that went by Alex, and that's I think the only Alex that's a man that
I've
I've ever
known
met.
2 boy Alexes. I've known several girl Alexes.
Yeah,
like
same.
it's, I think maybe it's in our generation. It was probably one of the top baby names around the year we were born.
Yeah, probably.
But
I mean, that was gonna be my name if I was a boy. So
Yeah, no, it's like it's not weird. It's not weird at all. What I find weirder is her mother calling her Lexi when her name is
I know,
Alexandria.
right? I was
Because
like, pick a fucking nickname.
But Lexi, I feel like also is a more. I actually don't know what I would have been.
but if you're a boy,
No, I know that my name was initially going to be Sarah. My dad hated it, and then they changed it, and my nan wasn't happy about that. It was still pre-birth though. Like my name wasn't changed. Like when I was like a week old, like my nan just wasn't happy. She wanted Sarah, and she didn't like my current name.
I like your current name.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know. Well, my nan's also a raging bitch. So
Then there you go.
So Alex is a half-blood. So there's Alex and her mom is what I have on the list.
Yes.
Alex's
what's
mom,
her name again?
Rachel.
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 Alex's mom 3 years ago took her and Alex away from the Covenant, and we don't know
For an
why.
unknown reason, yeah.
Kung.
Mystery.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of like what Alex's personality traits are.
She wants to become a sentinel. That's what she wants.
She
out
likes
of
to
life.
fight things.
Yeah, she's violent.
She's
the first thing we
impulsive.
see,
She was
the first thing we see her do is drop down some kids. Beat
Yeah,
down some
she
kids.
was less annoying in this book though.
Yeah, just it gets everything gets worse because like at
I
this
assume
point in
so.
time, right? Like, okay, this is a series that is going to get compared to Vampire Academy because it is.
Yeah.
Like with Rose, she fucks up each book, but she rarely makes the same fuck up twice. As like
So
she learns
Alex
from
is
each
gonna
book.
make the same fuck up over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because at the end of this
Speaking out
book,
the Covenant
actually,
over
I'm
and
just
over
going to go
again.
ahead and talk about this. At the end of this book, you actually see some development from her.
And then
Yeah.
it all gets undone.
And honestly, in isolation, because I'm 5 years removed from the first book. In isolation, I'm like, okay. I feel like we've gotten somewhere. Now, I do understand that like 2 books from now, we're gonna be right back to like first page.
So
Alex
she's gonna sneak out of the Covenant again, try to fight something, and then get
Oh,
caught
she
and then
does all
almost
sorts.
die.
She
does all sorts of stupid shit.
Another thing that drives me crazy about her, right, though, is, and because she's based on Rose, when Rose did something mature, she was just like, well, I learned my lesson last time. I'm not going to do that again. When Alex does something mature, she's like, wow, how mature am I?
I'm so mature.
I'm so mature. That was really mature of me.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, she
everyone,
does do
did you
that.
see how mature that was? And I'm just like, you know what's not mature? Telling everyone that
Telling
you're
everyone you're mature? Yeah. Let your actions speak for themselves, Alex.
Go to
Alex.
daddy, buddy.
Alex.
Anyways,
Okay.
God, it's just
So
it sounds like and he's gone. The boy is gone. But it just
that was
sounds
a
like
long time though.
I know. It just sounds like the voice actor is like straining.
Yeah. No, her male voices are awful.
Alex.
But like I can do it again. Agape Mill.
There we go. You did it. You still can't do Cuddle Bunny though, because we didn't get a Cuddle Bunny this book.
And I'm excited for a Cuddle Bunny though, because I miss my ability to do Cuddle Bunny. Yeah, because again, like this is not narrated by our favorite person, Justine Eyre.
I hate her voice so
I've got
much.
it back. I'm so happy about that.
Like, one of the weirdest things though
like
is,
myself again.
one of the weirdest things though is I think Alex is her main speaking voice that doesn't have a vocal fry. But
Yeah.
everywhere else in the entire book she does. And I'm like, so I know you can speak without it. Because you do it for some of the dialogue of the main character. Whose
That's
voice you're
like-
supposed to be speaking in. Like, and because this is first
Yeah,
person.
she doesn't actually narrate in Alex's voice.
That's weird. It's a first
It
person
is, right? Yeah, the narration should be in Alex's,
voice. Yeah.
but it's not. So,
Yeah, like I know we've been complaining about Justine Eyre for 5 years, but just it is what it is. So
every time I hear her voice, I'm just like, ooh, I get flashbacks.
uh,
And
so then we have
she's one of the highest paid narrators
actors?
as well.
oh, I know she's everywhere,
Voice actors. Why
and
did
I don't know why.
I've been listening to too much Critical Role. I just say voice actors now.
It's fine. They kind of are.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, like I guess an audiobook narration is different from.
But
You know what?
a few narrators are voice actors though, like Kieran,
Kieran.
from Blackwoods. He's a voice
Kieran
actor.
Blackwood. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
voice actor.
Michelle Moss is a voice actor.
Yeah. Yeah, both my audiobook narrators are voice
Voice
actors.
Hell yeah.
I mean that they would. I will say, because I listened to the Hunger Games got re-recorded the audiobook, and I hated the old narrator, so I was like, yay! And it turns out it's the chick from Orphan Black that narrates the new Hunger Games books. Oh, well, not the new books, but she redid. And I will say her narration was like, because like she's acting out the dialogue and the scenes, and like when Katniss is crying, you can actually hear her sobbing while she's reading the words, and I'm just like, oh, this is nice. Actors.
No, I have to admit, working with like actual voice actors is fun.
Because they're not just reading the words.
Yeah,
they're really acting it. It's super.
It's genuinely fun. Like working with Michelle Moss and Kieran is it's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun with it.
Kieran is
Kieran is great.
He redid his website, by the way, and it's I was staring at it. Yeah, he redid his website. The audiobooks are not on there. I think he's in progress of redoing it right now because there's like missing links. But shout out to Kieran Flitton because love him. We stan Kieran.
Yeah.
He does our Blackwood's character so much justice.
Yeah, he does.
Narration is amazing.
And he's
he's been great. Like he does a lot of work with us, like pre the recording.
Yeah.
And everything. Like a lot of the accents for Blackwoods, because obviously he's from the UK.
Yeah.
So all of the primary voices have British accents,
which is so fun to think that all of our characters are canon British accent people.
Right.
So good. I love it.
Well, it works for the vibe.
It does.
But then, we were like, what we tell him for accents is, because it's like a completely different world, is we're like, these two people should have the same accent, or these two people should have different accents. And we're like, do whatever's comfortable for your face. They're on screen a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're like, read a little bit, see what their vibe is, and then pick their accent. And he's picked basically what's always been in our heads every single time. For every single, like he got Farrah's accent awesome. That we imagined the entire time, and he just immediately got it. And then same with May, he got May's accent like the first try, and we were like, we didn't even tell you that's the accent we wanted for her. How did you know?
Yeah, but I will. So like I said, our instructions were just like these are characters that are going to be really prominent, so don't do anything uncomfortable.
Have fun. Do what you want. Like,
and he's great. Also, the effects he does for like Vincent's voices for like Childs and stuff. It's great. It's great because it doesn't sound like too much. Sorry,
we just gotta gush about our
fangirl for a second.
Yeah, fangirl about our own.
Look, we got lucky. Okay,
we did.
He
found us. Yeah. So
he did find us.
He found us.
I remember when Bay sent me his audition tape.
His audition, and we were like,
yes.
We were like, that's it. That's the one. We've gotten so many, and we're like, this is it.
It was a split-second decision. We were just like, yep.
Yeah. As soon as we heard him read that first line in the audition tape, we were like, this is all right.
We were like, that's it. That's our guy. So anyway, we have
characters.
Aiden. Aiden is not our Aiden.
Aiden.
No,
Aiden's
he's not.
Saint Delphi.
He's not precious baby little air boy astral projection Aiden from.
You know what? I actually thought his element was air. In this,
because it's like, oh, it's Aiden. Yeah,
so why he was using fire, but also I believe Aiden like means fire or something like that.
Does it really?
Well, because it
means little fire. Wow.
In Fire Touched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aiden,
like the
our
little
Aiden is
Aiden,
not.
and he does fire. So in my head, Aiden's are air people.
Yeah, Aiden is the air people because.
The
picture that pops up.
Deacon.
I know. Poor Deacon. What's his name?
Dusty One, Servant, Messenger. Imagine your older brother being named Little Fire.
And you're servant.
And then you are Dusty One, Servant, Messenger.
So to talk about Aiden, right now Alex is 17. It is summer, and she'll be 18 in March.
Yes.
Aiden is 21. You might be going, yikes, but let me put it to you this way.
No. He is 20. He turns 21 in October. Fuck you both. I was right.
Well, it's gonna be illegal in October then.
Well, no, because he's still less than 4 years older than her.
It's still 21 and 17, man.
Yes,
I
but
can't.
but their age gap is not 4 years.
I can't. I cannot.
It's 3 and a bit.
In a
Here's the
court, in a
thing.
court of law, sure, but
Here's the thing. If, you know, when you're reading this as a 15 or 16-year-old,
oh yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
you're going, 20, like amazing.
Yeah.
But then, like, once you're above all those ages, you're like,
no, little baby, stop
disgusting."
it.
Yeah, you're like, leave that child alone.
yeah,
I know,
exactly.
but I will say though again, like Alex is 17, he's 20, Rose was 16, and Dimitri was 24.
That's mhm.
That's way more problematic, but for some reason in my
so
head it's fine. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I like the books and I just don't
Oh
care.
no, no, Rose was 17 also because she turns 18. That's right. So yeah,
Yeah.
she was 17. He was 24.
Well, so I think also it does depend on if you read it as a kid. Because, like, I remember when you and I read House of Night as, like, 14-year-olds, we were like, oh my gosh, LaRon. Oh my gosh. And now as an adult, you're like, ew, stop it. He's like, ugh.
No, as kids though, we're like,
oh my god,
LaRon
LaRon.
We were like, LaRon Endgame, let's go. Which I know is not what the cast want me to say. Then don't write it like that. Fuck you.
I know. I think in 5 years we should revamp House of Night, by the way. I think we should
let's do
in 5
it.
years, we'd redo House of Night.
I don't want to.
I don't care. Majority vote. Democracy. We're conformity,
we'll have to look at
we're
when
democracy.
hold on real quick. When did we
This
actually
is not a
end it?
democracy, it's a marocracy.
2019.
It's not a democracy. This is my channel.
I've joined
I am
in
older than
2019.
both of you.
That's fair.
And
fair.
that only works in high school or something. Okay, so first of all, we ended House of Night. The last like mainline House of Night video was in October of 2019.
Shit.
October 2024, baby.
So it's coming up sooner than you think.
I cannot wait.
Although that is like a year-long endeavor, we'll say.
Yes,
Like...
we would have to split it up a lot, but like that's future us problem. Anyways, after Aiden, who's next?
So we have we didn't talk about Aiden at all. So Aiden is a sentinel.
We
just said
he's like
blood.
He's a sentinel.
His parents are dead.
His tall, dark, and handsome.
Yep.
He's tall, dark, and handsome. Yes, he is.
His parents were killed by demons. He was there.
Alex has had a crush on him forever.
Yep. Since before she left.
Yep. So for like
he's uber
3+
tall.
years. Of course he is.
He's like 6'4".
Yeah, of course he is.
Yep.
I get that, like, it's a thing for like romance heroes to be like tall, but when it gets like 6'4", I'm just like, this is just not realistic.
Excuse me.
All of them are 6'4".
How tall is Alex?
Okay, here's the thing though. In Blackwoods, it is canon that everybody's freakishly tall.
That's except for Naomi. Yes,
because people are looking at Casto, who's like 6 foot even, and going, "Wow, you're fucking short."
I know, and Naomi is just a little baby in a
Naomi is
forest of
literally a
6'5"
normal
people.
Naomi is literally a normal height. She's 5'4" or 5'5" or something like that. I forget exactly what it is.
I think she's 5'4" because I think she's my height. That's how I remember her height. And then we made Dex and Aiden like 6'2" and 6'3".
Yeah.
I think Aiden's technically taller than Dex, which is really funny.
It's really funny too, yeah. But and anyway, like Claire's, I think all the women are also
Claire's 5'9".
Claire's, I thought she was 5'10".
She might be 5'10". She's super tall.
Yeah, everybody's tall. So that's like we canonize that everybody's stupidly tall.
That's fair.
So that's different.
Like,
that's different. We gave it a good reason.
Yeah, no, like we do have some other tall characters in this as well, though. But like Aiden's like tall, lean, like not scrawny but lean. Whereas then Leon is like taller and broad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it seems like Aiden is like exceptionally tall, as is the standard for a love interest.
Yeah. I will say none of the love interests in Blackwoods are exceptionally tall. Vincent's like 6'7", I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Malik's 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. I'm honestly like I want to slap us for making Malik shorter than Vincent because that's weird.
Yeah, it is, but also if we go on like, people are technically, taller now than they were like 150 years ago, right?
Yeah,
it was
depends
born.
Also depends on who you ask.
That's also true. But it's fine. Vincent's older.
We do also
kind of.
No, he's not. Oh yeah, he is.
He's kind of older, but he's kind of not.
He looks older. We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
he's not older. But we do also have now, like in the book that's not published yet, we're working on it. Working on finishing it. We also have a character who's like 7 feet tall.
Oof.
Is that
Gideon?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gideon's just.
I went
tall.
I went to school with a guy that's I think 7'1" now.
Yeah.
And I came up to just above his elbow.
Yeah, no, Gideon is really tall, and we say that Jean, the coven leader of Oakheart or whatever, is a foot shorter than him. And she is 6 foot even. So anyway, moving on.
I don't know why. I just want to talk about Blackwoods now. It's fine.
It's fine.
Matter.
So Aiden is like, he's just tall, dark, and handsome. He's broody. He's all the things. So then we have, we'll just go to Deacon. Deacon is Aiden's little brother. We stand Deacon. I'm sorry. Deacon's great. We love him.
Yeah. He can stay.
And right now he's just kind of a drunk kid. He becomes more important later, so we'll just throw it out there. We also have Luke. I'm gonna go ahead and mention Luke. Luke is gay. He's a half-blood. He's gay.
I was about to say Luke's the gay friend, right?
Yeah, I know that you're going right. He becomes a thing later, so I'm just throwing it out there. And then you have Caleb. Caleb's the best friend. I was about to say something. Anyway, I forgot
he's
that
fine.
I forgot that he existed.
He's fine. I don't really know. Like,
don't worry. I'm just gonna spoil this anyway. You don't have to like him for long. R.I.P.
Oh, thank goodness.
R.I.P. Caleb.
Okay, cool.
Caleb gets replaced with Deacon and Luke.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And I still stand. And I think I've always liked Deacon. I don't know.
No, we always liked Deacon. He's a good boy. I will never you didn't hate this as much as I did, but I will never ever forgive Deacon for naming their group what he names them.
Oh my God, no, you're right.
And you didn't mind that last time, so I'm wondering how you're going to feel about it this time.
I already feel
because you are
awful
older
about it.
and wiser.
I already hate it.
Otto's back.
Their group gets named. I'm just going to tell you this because this is not a big plot point. It gets named the Army of Awesome.
Disgusting.
Right. Anyway, so okay. So you have Deacon. Deacon again. There's not much to say. Then we have Marcus, who in one book like magically becomes British. In the audio narration. Do you remember this? Because one day I was listening to it and I texted you and I was like, who the fuck is this British fuck? And you were like, that's Marcus.
I don't remember that, but yes.
He becomes British at some point in the audiobooks. It's very weird. Because this is okay, Marcus is the dean of the Covenant, but he's also Alex's uncle.
Yes.
Alex, whom the fuck is not British. And
yes.
So anyway. But Marcus right now is like
he's just the headmaster, essentially.
It's the mom's brother. Yeah. Marcus plays a role in this book, but not like much of one. But again,
he's an authority figure. Like,
yeah. What are your thoughts on Marcus at the moment? Is it just like kind of like,
he's fine, whatever.
Okay.
He's a headmaster, and
your opinion will change. That's what I'm gonna say.
Either I'm gonna love him or I'm gonna hate him. Let's go.
So I'm gonna tell you which.
Yeah,
Lucian is the stepdad.
Yep.
Because mom Rachel cheated on Lucian to birth.
Yeah, which is normal in this world. And I think in
Greek
most
mythology,
cases,
baby.
I think in most cases the pure blood parent is going to be a like the father in
Mhm.
most cases. And I feel like probably you're not going to find many servant half-bloods with a purebred mother. Because for, like, my reasoning is this. For a man to father a child, like, just like the act of fathering a child, it's literally just a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, done.
Yeah.
His job is done.
Yeah.
For a woman, you are, like, dedicating your life and your body for more than 9 months. Longer than that, because then you have to feed the thing. And I don't see a lot of pureblood women being willing to grow and raise a half-blood a lot of the time in general. But then also on top of that, then being like when they're 7 years old, because when they're 7 years old, they get divided into, are they going to be guardians or sentinels, or are they going to be servants? I do not see someone who has grown, birthed, and raised this child for 7 years to just be like, they can be a servant. That's fine. I feel like most of the half-blood servants, like probably 99% of them, had pure blood fathers. We do know.
So it's rare.
I would say.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know that. I think Olivia's mom is pure blood, but also again, she's in the she's in the school covenant. She's not a servant. Can you imagine them making slaves when they're like when you're 7? Like
I know, right?
Like
No, it's like the slavery is weird and not okay.
Like I will say, like the slavery itself, that's bad enough, but enslaving 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
I mean, is that really worth though?
That I was literally just about to private chat. Like, what good are 7-year-old slaves? what good are they?
Well, also I feel like
Why would you?
I feel like
train
it's also
them?
unwise.
It's
I feel
unwise.
like it's also unwise. And I'll tell you why. Because Alex, we see in the flashback at the beginning, Alex was on the brink of being like, because she was a tiny, scrawny, bony little thing, and then she kicked the old lady in the leg.
Yeah,
and
she became a rebel, and
they're like, we like her spirit. She can fight.
Yeah.
How many good fighters are they missing out on by separating them that young? Like, let them all train, and then like the top, like however many guardians or sentinels they need, etc. The top of the class go that way, and then the remainder go the other way. I'm not saying they should do it at all, but if you're gonna do it efficiently.
So the other person, 2 more people. For right now, we have Leon, who is like Aiden's. He's a good friend of Aiden's.
Yep, he's another sentinel, and he's a pureblood.
And then there is, and then we'll say Leah. We'll put in Leah.
I was going to say we should mention the
well, you know, in my head, like so, their relationship gets better, but
okay, cool. Because right now Leah's just a bitch.
Yeah, right now Leah's just schoolgirl bully, but like she becomes a person.
Yep, and this isn't going to be spoilery. Their entire issue between, because Alex and Leah are like, they fight like cats and dogs, and it's all Alex's fault. Alex was a bitchy bitch when Leah was 5.
Not surprised.
She was like not just a bitchy bitch. She was cruel to Leah when they were like 5 or something. And
Alex doesn't remember this either.
That's convenient.
Yeah, right.
Like a lot of 5-year-olds, a lot of people who remain at 5, they don't remember all the people they fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did something unspeakably cruel. I can't remember the exact thing. I just remember it was
bad.
And so yeah, their entire issue with
it almost makes you not feel bad for her almost becoming a servant when she's 7.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. I just don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember us being like appalled. We were like, you could have given them like beef without that, you know. So anyway, so those are our characters.
Oh, there's Olivia.
So-
She's the new girl, and
Oh yeah, I
College
forgot
crush.
about her. She just doesn't matter.
Cool,
She ends
because
up
I
being the
also
main character.
I forgot
she?
about her as well. So
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, she's
Yes.
forgettable. All right, so with that, we're an hour
She's
in.
forgettable. This book.
I knew this was going to be a long stream.
yeah, well,
Yes.
we also started half an hour late.
But
I know,
we
but
are
we're
literally
an
an
hour
hour
in.
in. I'm looking at the time ring.
Yeah, that's
So
It's-
Demon.
let's start with Demon. So I have detailed notes as well. I'm back on my fucking game.
yeah. I have
Okay.
detailed notes.
Flashback
also.
to Shin. Hmm.
Yeah. So
It starts with flashback to Shin Kick.
yeah. So
Yes,
she's
where
a
she
half
was
blood. We
almost a
talked about
servant.
that.
Yeah,
It's just a little
so
flashback.
it's fine. We're in
Um,
Florida.
Yeah, we're in Florida now.
We're
She's with this
17.
guy named Matt
Who wants to save the whales?
who wants
Yeah,
to save
that's
the
his
dolphins.
only
Fuck the
personality trait.
dolphins.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
the
he doesn't-
dolphins. Dolphins don't matter. It's just
Well,
whales.
I think there aren't a lot of dolphins that are actually endangered, so that is a little bit fair.
It's
but
fine.
it doesn't matter.
But he gets really
So-
pissed off.
Well, so what happens is they're like about to do fucky fuck, and then she thinks
Well,
about Aiden.
make you out.
They're making out, and she's like, and she goes, Aiden, and then, and then she's like, I can't do this, not with you, and so then they stop, and then they're like walking back or whatever.
Like, yeah, like this is how much her and Aiden are soulmates. Like she hasn't seen Aiden in over 3 years since she
And
was like
she's
14,
like,
13, and she's
"Aiden."
still like, Aiden, I miss you.
and also
yeah,
at this point, they've never spoken.
Yes.
Also true, but it does make sense for like Alex's part. That can definitely happen when you're 14.
Oh, when you're
13,
14, for
14.
sure.
When you see this one dude and you're like, that's it. I'm
I know,
obsessed
but-
for the next 3
but
years.
3.5 years later, after never seeing him, like you still can't have a like
Well,
relationship
okay.
with anyone else because
That's
all
fair.
you can picture is his eyes.
That's fair.
So they're walking back.
Then Ren and Stimpy come over.
And then Ren and Stimpy come over. We don't get real names because it's fine. We don't need them. But basically, they're being jerky jerks, and then they try to touch her, and she like puts the beat
Whoops,
down on
she's
them.
like, it's on
She
like
says
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, she says on like Donkey Kong, one of the many Jennies,
And
and I heard
Oh
that.
my
and I was just
God.
like,
I'm
no.
pretty
I
sure
shook
Caleb
my
says
head
that
at
next
that.
book. I'm pretty sure Caleb says that next book.
Caleb, no.
I could be wrong, but I think
She
I think it
says
happened.
out loud, it's on like
On,
Donkey Kong.
Yes. She doesn't
Um,
think it. She says it.
So then there's violence, and then Matt is horrified because he's like, I don't do violence. Oh my God. And like, here's the thing. I can't decide if Alex overreacted in this situation. They were obviously rapey. Like,
They were very obviously.
and here's the thing.
And I will
I'm
say,
not gonna bitch at her for like punching rapey people. Like,
and I am gonna say in this one, like to Jenny's credit, I'm pretty sure these are the only rapey characters in the entire series.
Wow.
I know, right?
Good
I
for
could be wrong on
her.
that, but I'm pretty sure. Feel free to correct me if and when we stumble across other ones, but I
Well,
feel
I
like
mean,
that's
I don't know that like the conflict really allows for rapey antagonists.
no.
Like you don't,
Which
or
is
like
nice,
you don't.
though.
But it is nice to not have to deal with a rapey antagonist. I like it. So after that, she goes home. She's like, she said, I have it written down that there's my Rosie left butt cheek in here, which was disturbing. She's 17.
Mhm.
She's a fucking child. Stop it.
Mhm.
That upset me. So her mom doesn't know what grounding is. That's a thing. Her mom's an air person. Alex is obsessed with Aiden. She has a wet dream about Aiden.
Yes.
Then mom is gone. She has a garden spade made of titanium. That's important. Then there's
Yes.
a demon. Demons are heroes who turn their backs on the gods. Mom's all fucked up. Mom gets nommed on. Titanium killed demons. Mom is dead.
Yes.
She's already cold, which was weird. It does actually,
it
believe
takes
it or not.
longer than that.
Oh,
It takes a second.
I learnt in a recent trial, the trial of Theodore Edgecombe,
Oh,
that-
yeah.
bodies
I
can
watched
go
that too.
cold with they can start feeling cold pretty soon after death, especially also depending on blood loss. And she had her blood done a such and
That's
such, but
fair
they can
enough.
start to feel. And then also considering Alex's body would have had, her heart would have been pumping, she would have been filled with adrenaline. Even if her mum was still
Her
normal temperature,
perception
she
might be
probably still would
warm.
have.
Mhm.
Yeah, then Alex, she probably still would have felt cold regardless of how cold she actually was to Alex, because Alex
That's
is probably
true.
very flushed.
That's totally fair.
There are lots of times that Noah touches my hands and he's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck? Where's your blood flow?
Are you dead?
Are you
Yeah,
dead?"
no, same.
So fair enough. I'll take it. There's
I
much
don't want to
money,
defend,
honestly.
but
That's a nitpick and it doesn't matter.
Yes.
So there's another demon. Demon is like, you smell different for some reason.
Yeah, there's a lot of you're different.
Yes.
You're different. You're special. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
You're not
then,
like other girls.
So then, Pures. Oh yeah, Pures can also compel mortals and half-bloods. Can they do it to each other?
Yes.
Which is
It's just not as. I think you have to be particularly powerful in it, and they have to be particularly not good at. They have to be particularly receptive, because Aiden. Ah, I said that to Joel, not you.
So like okay.
Yeah, that was all.
So they have compulsion. So then like she takes the leave money and goes. Also, demons, when you stab them with titanium or like nick them or whatever, they burst into blue powder.
Like you break the skin, I guess. With
yeah.
Titanium.
So now she goes, she stays in a motel. She's trying to get on a bus from Miami to Orlando to Atlanta. Which get out of my life. I'm still offended. Right? She's trying to get to the Covenant in Nashville.
Fuck.
I still, considering how vulnerable they are to titanium, I still don't know why they don't have like just titanium coated fingernails. They don't have titanium coated brass knuckles, jewelry, anything that can cause a little nick at any given point. It's not part of their uniform to just like have like titanium accoutrement attached to them everywhere,
which would make so much more sense.
And then I'm pretty sure we discussed this on length.
Yeah, I think we did too.
You would just have yes, because we ended up looking up how much titanium costs as a metal, and it's not overly expensive.
So she stays in the motel. She wants to go to the Covenant. There's Covenant in Nashville, and that's where we're going. We're in Orlando. We take a hoe bath, and none of this matters. We're in Atlanta. She's getting robbed. There's another
We're going
demon.
to the bus, and then we get robbed, and yeah,
and she winds up in a warehouse. There's 3 demons. We're fighting demons who are hunting her, and that's kind of weird because she's a half-blood. And we're just doing that, and that's where demon ends.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah. And then Half-Blood picks up immediately where demon leaves off, and
which is why it's weird that it's not just the same book.
Yeah, like just literally put it in the fucking book because it adds so much more
but
nuance
when you get later. The sales.
Yeah, but it adds so much to when you're later in the book with the mom. It adds so much to have that even just that one interaction.
Yeah, like do you see what I mean? How it's not a redundant.
No, not at all.
Like
because also she doesn't recap it.
No, she doesn't.
She does a brief recap. I think in like chapter 2 or something.
She's like, yeah, my mom and I left 3 years ago. We were living in Florida, and now I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's a brief recap, but you miss a lot of the stuff. Whereas House of Night, like you got the emotion, like they recapped everything
from Oh yes, that's right. In the prequel novella, Aiden is Thunderstorm Eyes.
Oh, and that continues. That continues.
And I wrote down when she said Thunderstorm Eyes, I was like, so that's the love interest. That's the end game. I'm really excited.
He has Thunderstorm Eyes except for when he's horny, and then he has Liquid Silver Eyes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's it, right?
Cool.
It's weird.
Cool.
Oh, because also the Hematoi also have like really cool different colored eyes, and most half-bloods do as well, but Alex just got boring brown, which we'll learn later will be whiskey brown. They are whiskey brown,
They're also described as hazel.
which is weird because hazel isn't brown.
Also, though, like the brown Icelander, I'm not here for it.
That's.
I mean,
no,
I'm
for sure.
in the defense, if like your arch nemesis at school had amethyst colored eyes and your best friend had like, I don't know what color, but if everyone had like eyes that like change color depending on your mood and they all look like jewels and they're shiny and sparkly, and then you just have
My
yours,
eyes?
mine, and well, even mine are gray, and I would be like, I hate my
Gray
eyes. Why couldn't
is
that?
super unique. Gray is so unique.
But next to amethyst, like jewel colored eyes on like 98% of the people around you that change color depending on your mood.
I
They
will
go
tell
from
you.
thunderstorm to liquid silver.
Let me just say though, figuring out how we were gonna describe glowing brown eyes was hard.
Dude, I know. We just settled with like bronze, I think, is like
Bronze
Well,
and like topaz and stuff.
copper,
Like
topaz.
we
Yeah.
figured it out.
I will say what I do find really weird is when she thinks that Seth's eyes are a shockingly weird color. I'm like, but why? They're just like everyone else has gemstone
Dual tone, yeah.
eyes. Why is his topaz eyes weird to you? Like
Seth
this,
literally has brown eyes. I cannot even.
Seth has brown eyes.
oh, they're like glowy
Huh.
yellow.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna pull up because I imagine
I would
it
like
a
to
lot
see-
how. Oh, I was just gonna pull up our characters. I imagine it a
Oh.
lot how Aiden's eyes look in this. Also, I just want to
Yeah,
why not?
I think Seth's eyes are kind of like the Cullen's eyes, where they're like that. They're that glowing goldy
Oh,
color.
good. I was
So
hoping you were
this
gonna
is-
pull it up because I just want to look at her.
This is Aiden.
Yeah, he has yellow. He has yellow eyes.
We also have Abby having like yellowy eyes. And May
But-
has one.
But Sam has brown eyes.
Yeah, like Aiden's eyes before he comes to the coven are like light brown.
Yep.
Sam's are a lot darker, so they wind up
Yes,
like
they're
this
bronzy.
bronze color.
Copper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's just in that row there's just Dex with his
Yeah.
fucking blue
he's my
eyes.
background. I can't.
Yeah.
So anyway, I imagine it a lot like that.
Yeah.
And
I am going to say that I feel like this is supposed to be like Seth's eye color.
oops. Okay. Let me see. Yeah.
So like it's technically brown. Like if you would give that, if you would like that is a brown eye, but it's not like a brown.
If you were to put that,
Because gray eyes are technically blue, and like my eyes, depending on the light, either look blue or gray.
yeah. So, where were we? Oh, we hadn't. So chapter 1.
Oh yeah,
Half-Blood,
Aiden
that's
comes to
where
the
we're at.
rescue. Oh, she kills another demon. And then there's fire, and Aiden's like, "I am here," and he does a fighty fight. And then there's 2 other guys with him, and they all do a fighty fight, and Alex gets a bitey bite.
Oh, yeah, Alex gets tagged. They call it tagging. Also, she makes such a big deal over, like, as if Alex never fell off a bike when she was like 2.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's weird.
Not to bring it
but
back
also-
to Blackwoods, not to bring it back to Blackwoods, but Claire literally has basically a chomp mark in her arm, and she never makes a big deal out of it. like stop making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, Claire almost got her arm bitten off. She has like the scar from that, but
Apparently, though,
But
Alex
also
is,
it leads to some of the
stunningly
worst-
beautiful, and the only thing bad about her appearance is her brown eyes. Okay, guys, come on. And now she has a big. I mean,
I'll
I'm not
say
gonna
this.
lie. I will
the
say,
scar
if-
though leads to some of the worst lines from Aiden in this entire book.
I know, but all I'm saying is, in her defense, if I had a permanent bitey bite scar on my neck, I would be sad. and I'm not a
that's
17-year-old girl.
well, that's fair, but also it already had some really cringy lines in here. For
Oh,
but
just
those are
that.
some of the worst. Okay, when he goes off
Yes.
on the Scar tirade, it's like
Great.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely team how bad she hates how she looks now at the end.
Oh, well, at the end, I get
Because they're
that. but-
everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like her whole neck and arms are just like. I'd. Kill me. Just kill me.
So we get back. We're going back to the Covenant. She's freaking out. So Aiden compels her because she's
He's
trying
like,
to beat
sleep,
people up.
bitch.
Yeah, he makes her
And
pass
he's
out.
like, please stop that. So Aiden is there when she wakes up, and we're going to Deity Island. She is a stepdad. Half-bloods can either be sentinels or enslaved by an elixir. Demons don't like water. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to say. They can't have babies with pures and half-bloods because that's
they can't
bad. It's
even.
against the
They
law.
can't even boink. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if they got out that they were even like casually dating, it would be a big.
Well, even if they made
Because there's a
out,
breed
what
order.
the fuck is Honor
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, they can commingle, but they can't fraternize.
This is where we get one of the first. Oh my god, Alex, you're so amazing, and like you don't even know it. Like you, like
Yeah.
Alex, you're so
killed.
brave. You're brave. You're courageous. You're amazing. You're awesome. You killed you killed. She says like that. You killed 2 demons, and you're just amazing. Agape move. Like
Do you
we get.
know how hard it is for an
Agape move.
untrained half?
That's not the agape move. This book. Though.
No, it's not. But
No.
he's like, you know how hard it is, like an untrained half blood to like kill the demons.
Kill
You
not
to
just
kill-
one, but 2. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
to
like,
kill them. Sorry.
Hell.
When there's an extended
sake.
Aiden line, it's like it's so bad. I hate it.
And
So
now
anyway.
she has to go see.
You could have been killed and shit. You have so much potential. We go see Uncle. Aiden had parents murdered in front of him. There's a council of ministers. Marcus is talking about Lucian and how sad it is for Lucian that her mom died, which is the most insensitive shit. But anyway, so Marcus is like,
also, the way marriage works in this society as well is, they are fated to marry people that they may or may not even like, and which is why so many affairs occur, and many of them will often end up living in separate households as well, but they're still married because they were fated to marry. And Lucian and Mummy were never in love. We'll say that.
yeah. So
Like, there's no indication that they were even friendly. I mean, there's no indication that they weren't tolerant, but they lived together. But that's about the it, really, that we know about their relationship.
So yeah, and then Marcus gets out her file, and he's like, it just goes through all the reasons why Alex is terrible, which is one of the best scenes in the book. Because I agree, she is awful. Not this book, but later. And Marcus is like, you're awful. We can't make up 3 years in a summer. Your stepdad wants to make you a servant. And she's like, for the love of God, not that. And then Leon and Aiden are like, yeah, in his home. He can make you a servant in his home. And she's like, please do not. Leon and Aiden
are like, fuck no, we can fix this.
Yeah, they're like, no, we can fix it. So now,
and then there's also Larden's also there. She comes back later.
Yeah. So Lucian is a minister. We see Caleb for the first time. Caleb is like, oh my God, girl, where you been? Honestly, the way that he's read, you're like gay best friend immediately. But
Except he's not.
He's not gay. But also he doesn't matter. So Aiden is a badass, blah, 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 blah. Leah's a mean girl, brown Icelander. Her mom went to an oracle. Leah tells her this quite snarkily. She's like, your mom went to an oracle, and the oracle said that you would kill her. And so she's like,
spoiler alert.
I know, right?
So
Not
then,
wrong.
she tries to hit Leah,
And
and
it's like, no, bad
and
Alex.
Caleb's like, no, stop it. Like, because if she gets into any fights, if she does anything out of line, which she does all the time, she gets
All
thrown
the
out.
time. Yeah.
And she gets
Yeah,
turned
like,
into a servant.
It's proven
And
not
this
to
does
be
not
true
deter
by
the
end.
bitch at all.
No.
Yeah, and can I just say as well, though, right? It sounds like she has lived her entire life with no consequence.
Yes.
In Alex's defense, as much as this, is it really her fault that she's an entitled brat? Or is it her mother's fault and her
That-
uncle's fault and everyone who
okay.
enables is her fault? Because how can she learn to be better if no one makes her be better?
I mean,
This
yeah,
is why I never give my children a consequence that I don't intend to follow through on.
Yeah.
Except for now, because I always follow through, I can bluff a little bit. I can bluff and say I'm going to throw away the expensive toy if they don't put it away, because I know that they'll put it away.
So yeah, Marcus is like, you're awful. So then okay. So then we're here. So we get some clothes. Aiden is like, we need to talk, and then she's like, okay, cool. And then Aiden is like, please don't punch people. It's not very cash money of you. And she's like, I was so mad though. And Aiden's like, Alex,
You're stronger than this.
you're stronger than this. You're better than this. His lines are so
But
fucking
she's not.
cheesy. Like, not. No, she's
They're so.
aren't they?
Cheese ball.
It's a ball of cheese.
I like when they're just normally talking, it's fine.
No,
But
there are
like,
moments when they're just like kind of being normal. There are moments that are actually pretty cute, but
then he starts trying to be cute, and I'm like,
yeah,
Cute or
and you usually
inspirational.
like, and you
and
and
I
you're
love.
into
I
it.
am a cheese ball. I love cheese ball. Unless it's said to me by Christian, then I'm like, please shut up and don't speak to me. But like if I read it, I'm like, yes, beautiful, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and I'm getting to that point too where I'm like, oh, cheese ball stuff, but still not
Yay!
said to me. Still not said to me.
No.
Don't
Oh,
say
it's
it.
weird when it's said to you.
Yeah.
And let's be
And
honest, no book love speech translates well to being told in real life because it's weird.
As someone who is currently trying to write her vows for her wedding,
Oh,
I was like, I write scenes like this. It's fine. I got it. And then I start writing it out myself, and I'm like, this is disgusting, and I want to throw up. And I'm like,
Well,
I
we
can't do this.
we just did the traditional like copy paste, like
So I
Noah
wanna-
wants to do vows.
and then
I
and then-
want to.
And then we did the hand fasting, which was oh, it's so weird though. It was like, will you cause her pain? I may. Is that your intent? No. And then like me, like, will you cause him pain? No. Is that your oh, I may. Is that your intent? No. And then it's like, will you help will you always help to ease the pain of the other or whatever it is? And it's like, yes, and then court.
Did you
And
pledge
then-
ye thy troth?
No.
As well.
But we blood of my blooded
Ah. Oh,
with the rings.
blood of my blood, a bone of my bone. Ah.
So that was
Outlander,
that was
so I
our
love
ring
it.
slippy on thing.
So and
Anyways.
then we're at the first day of training. She doesn't know how to take a fall. It takes way too long for her to figure it out. It's
There's a
fucking
lot
stupid.
of training scenes. But they're not
you
like
know,
stupid long. You know what I mean?
here's the thing. I had a rant about this in the first Half Blood. My rant stands. It's fucking dumb. The fact that she can't fall is dumb. Like, here's the thing. If you're actually trained on that, that's like you do it enough that it's just.
But I think she left before she learned how to fall.
No, she didn't.
Oh, okay. Then she should remember then.
She had
She should
like
know.
6 years training.
I imagine
Oh.
learning how to fall would be the first thing you would
Yeah,
learn.
that would probably be one of the earlier
It is
things
one of
you
the
learned.
first things I can attest to this. It's one of the first things you learn, and it's very much integrated into the rest of it. So the fact that it takes her 7 fucking hours, it's
And she still
stupid.
hasn't mastered falling.
I'm not going to go on as much of a rant as I did the first time, but I just let the record show.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably have a hard time learning how to fall properly. But I
Yeah.
am also like in my early 30s and unfit.
Well, especially when you're
naturally-
young, though, it's
But-
like muscle
and you are
memory.
naturally inclined. Like she's physically naturally inclined. Like it's in her DNA to be like, you know, more.
Also, we're supposed to believe she's the greatest fighter ever, and she can't fucking fall, and I cannot even.
She was like top of her class before she left.
Yeah, like we're supposed to believe that she's supposed to like gonna be a badass sentinel, and she is advanced, and she's like gonna make such an incredible sentinel that she's directly on the sentinel track already at the end of this book. And I'm
Here's
like,
the thing: all she had to do, writing advice from Book Club with Bay. All Jenny had to do was make it so that she wasn't amazing before she left. She could have been like kind of mediocre, and I'm a little worried about it. That would have made everything else that happened perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Would have made it work actually, because then you see like this mediocre person like trying her best and stuff, and like okay, I can get.
Also, she had like between 6 and 7 years of training before she left, because I don't know if she left when she was 13 or 14, and if it was when she was 14, it wasn't long after. So yeah, at that point she'd had 6 to 7 years of training. She should already have mastered blocking, falling, and been up to because they're also doing this daily. Like this isn't
this is a
like,
daily combat training school.
It's not like where
Or
like
hand versus hand.
you do karate like once a week and it takes you like 7 years to get to it, like to start advanced or something like that. No, they're doing it daily from the age of 7. She should already be beyond advanced level fighting. I feel I could be wrong, but I feel like she should already have been advanced.
Even like even 3 years without doing anything, you still have that muscle memory deep within you.
Yeah.
Especially if you're that young.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and again, day in, day out, except for school breaks, they're training.
Yeah. 5 days a week for 6 to 7 years.
So then,
or yeah, she gets forced
a pure blood comes
control.
and gets her. She gets a shot. It's mandatory birth control.
Yeah. Then
another day at training. This is chapter 6 now.
We also talked to Caleb.
I didn't write down every time we talked to Caleb unless he said something important, which he never did.
So Caleb goes shopping for her at one point.
Very true.
I don't know when that happens, but
they just talked about relationships at that point, wanting to fuck someone. That's what they talked about.
Yeah, that's why I didn't write it down. I wrote down plot points. So and Caleb is never a plot point until like the end. So I'm sorry. Then Marcus shows up at a training session, and Alex is like, "I can fucking take you." And
Aiden's like,
"I know she can't."
And then Aiden was like, "No, Al," and he was like, "No, Alex, don't do this."
You don't
understand. So she does it.
So she does. And turns out Marcus was a sentinel, and Alex is a moron. So
then we go to a party.
That kind of describes also though their pre-series relation, like pre-Yeating relationship, where like she didn't know that her only blood relative aside from her mother that she knew was a sentinel.
Yeah.
Like she out of her blood relatives, she knew her mother and her uncle, and she didn't know that he was a sentinel.
Yeah. So Aiden, So then we're going to a party. We meet Deacon, which we stand. There's a petition.
Deacon? I wasn't sure if we stand him or not.
We stand Deacon.
We stand Deacon.
Okay, we stand. All right, cool.
He's a good boy.
All right.
He's a good boy. He is.
Oh, and then they go to Myrtle Beach.
No, we don't actually.
Oh,
we learn here that there's a petition to
change the breed order.
To change the breed order. Then there's a guy named Jackson. We didn't talk about him because he's
okay. He doesn't fucking matter.
He's Leia's on and off boyfriend.
Jackson is like, "Hey, you want to come to Myrtle with us so I can like fuck you?" And she's like, I don't think so. So she walks back by herself. Aiden finds her and he's like, I say he's like grumble.
Yeah.
So Aiden was,
And she's like, but. And one thing that Alex does that really drives me crazy is she thinks she's still at the age, and like, I will forgive it because she's a teenager. To an extent, I'll forgive it, but it's just insufferable to read. She's at the age where she thinks that being like playing semantics is cute.
Yeah. This is also I remember you
Noah
all those years ago. Most guys are. It's fine. But this is the I remember you. I remember you. Too.
Two.
That's
Yeah,
this
the audio for
conversation.
that is so weird.
That's
because,
exact. Yeah, I've been told that's exactly what it is. Is I
yeah, he's
remember
like,
you
I remember you
too.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I remember-
there's this really weird, like you read it. I'm looking at it right now. He's just like, I remember you too. You know,
Yeah, and that's how you would think. Yeah,
like
that's
because
how
like
I
he does like
read
a
it.
full, cause like she hasn't seen him smile up to this point, and then he gives her a big like startling, dazzling smile, and he's got dimples and all the air in her lungs are dying, and he's like, I remember you too. You know, it's just like meant to be like some cheeky comment before he walks off into the night type thing. But the audiobook delivery is like, I remember you.
I remember you too. It's great.
I feel like if a guy said I remember you too to me in that tone, I'd be like, and now I feel like I'm gonna get slaughtered in my sleep tonight.
And now I'm gonna forget you.
Yeah. Yeah, just never mind. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, like that's something that Jenny does. She hits like she hits the wrong word on sentences a lot.
Yes, all the time. That's like her thing. So for chapter 8, my first note is I also hate cardio. We learned about
Right.
Apollyon's
But also dumbbells is cardio now.
Yeah,
is
that's
it?
Apparently,
it's
because she's bitching about doing cardio, and then she's like, I glanced down at the dumbbell, and he's like, and you need to work on your upper body strength. I'm like, we do not work on upper body strength when we're doing cardio.
Yeah.
That's not what we do. That's not cardio.
I just wrote down I also hate cardio.
Yes.
We learned about Apollyon's exist. There's one per generation. Then there was
Except for when there was
a
two.
second one this one time, and that was bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So then there's a solstice tonight. Alex is like, wow, do you have fun? You never have fun. And he's like, I have fun. And then later,
yeah.
he's like, you're right. I didn't have fun.
I don't have
except
fun.
he's like, except when I'm like training you. It's disgusting. Anyway, and then Aiden, then Aiden's like, who's that boy you hang out with? And she's like, that's like Caleb. That's Caleb. He's like not into me.
Yeah, Jenny's also really obsessed with like, she doesn't do it a lot in each book, but she does it enough over the series of her books in general that she likes using like, so in Demon it was like my rosy left butt cheek or whatever.
Mhm.
In this one, Luke is like having a perv on Aiden at some point because I'm just scrolling forward. I think I'm a little bit ahead, and he's just like, I can see why you're distracted. Too bad he's a pure. I'd give my left butt cheek for a piece of that. I'm like, what is it with butt cheeks? And who says I would give my
Especially the
left
left
butt
one.
cheek? But
Yeah.
that's not even a common turn of phrase.
No, it's not.
Like, I'd give my left butt cheek for a piece of that. I'm just like, but why? It's like I'd give my brand new sports car for a piece of that, sure. But why her left butt cheek? Oh, his
Only
left
if I
butt
can.
cheek.
Only if I can manifest that Randy sports car.
No, but you can at least say like someone saying like, oh, I'd give my insert object here
Yeah.
for that. Not your butt cheek. Have you ever looked at something and went, oh, I'd give my left butt cheek for that?
No.
No.
No. There's nothing I think I would give that up. Like I don't
Like
think
not
I
a
would.
body part, then like
No,
the sex
not a
is
body
less
part.
fun anyway. Like that's the other thing.
Like I mean, this is also coming from someone who doesn't like. I also do not have a flat butt. I have like a rounded butt. Like I couldn't imagine giving up one butt cheek for anything.
That's how I
Except
feel.
cancer. Except cancer. I'd
Well,
give it up.
well, yeah.
to
If
get
I
rid of-
had,
yeah.
if I had,
butt cheek cancer, I would.
Also
Yeah.
though, like this is too much of the stock conversation. But it's important, like it actually does support you like when you're sitting and stuff. It would be very uncomfy.
Yeah,
you'd be
it would
unbalanced.
be. You know what? You'd have to get implants, right? You'd have to get an implant.
And do you know how dangerous they are? Brazilian butt lifts
BBLs?
are really dangerous. They
But, I mean,
kill
that's
so many
Brazilian.
people.
I know.
Butt lifts are
Okay,
different.
but
But yes, but they kill so many people.
I think I would still have to do it if I had to lose my butt cheek. I think I'd still have to. I'd take the risk. You can't go through life with just one.
I would just, those Spanx that have like butt cheeks in them. I would just wear
just
that
take
forever.
one of them out.
or
just
just a
take one of-
prosthetic. Just
Take
a
the right-
prosthetic butt
A
cheek.
the
prosthetic butt
right
cheek.
butt
Go talk
cheek
to a
out
drag
there.
queen or something.
Yes.
Get them to make you one.
See where their butt pads come from. Buy one of those butt pads and
Yeah. Could do that too.
Anyway,
You have,
so
you
we
have to
learned.
correct it.
So then,
Sorry.
yeah. So they,
Apollonians are a thing, and then
why did I say you can't touch purse? What the
What
fuck
chapter?
does that mean?
what chapter are you on?
Chapter 8.
I'm
Probably.
Googling
Oh,
first.
you can't touch pures.
the-
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
It so
Okay.
it autocorrected a lot of things that are becoming confusing now. Oh, like
Yeah,
you
'cause-
can't punch them. You can't
'cause-
punch them in the face.
Deacon shows up to the party and she's like, "Why is a pure here?"
And he's like,
Well,
because
because
I'm
pures
fun.
like go do other things on the solstice or whatever.
Yeah.
But then Luke is like,
Then we
"Wow,
see the-
Aiden's hot. Jackson is here being a person. Caleb wants to bone Olivia. Don't worry." Like,
Because they
And
hooked
then-
up at Myrtle Beach.
And then we see the Oracle. That's the next
Yes.
major plot point.
well,
She's like,
real
one,
quick,
and she gives all of the spoilers. One of you will have a bright but short future.
Yeah.
I wonder what that means is going to happen to Caleb.
And,
I wonder.
and you will kill someone that you love.
I have it down as the Oracle is like love, always love.
Also, yes, she does
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, she's like, be careful of those that need you, because need is always, there's always a want behind a need.
Yeah.
She
Love,
also said
always
something
love.
like the first is most powerful, need is powerful, like or like
Yeah.
love is most powerful, that need is powerful and often mistaken for love.
Yes. hmm
Yes.
I wonder what that's about.
Is that about who I think that's about?
It's
I
about
texted
Cuddle
you.
Bunny Boy, yes.
Yeah, I texted you about it earlier, and I was like, "Is anything gonna like? Does this ever?"
Like
Just-
briefly, but not really.
It's weird. It's weird.
I
it's
It
just-
gets very weird.
I
told
really like that.
I
I really
I
like
told
that.
you, I texted you this. It's so complicated. I don't even have time.
That's fine.
um,
I'll just read it. It's okay.
I will say, like, Seth is fun. He's chaotic. I love it. Right now he's fun. He doesn't stay. Well, he's. I don't know. There's not a good way to describe what happens, and I'm not going to.
We'll
We're
just
gonna leave
we'll
it there.
just
Right
we'll
now,
just see what
we
happens.
enjoy
Yeah, I
good old
enjoy Seth.
chaotic Seth. So then, okay, so now we're in chapter 9. We're back to training. Alex is doing bad against Kane. Kane is another
Kane's in
Sentinel.
Half-Blood.
person. Yeah,
He's a
He's a
half-blood
half-blood.
sentinel.
Yeah, he's a half-blood sentinel.
and then
Aiden
there's
is
the
like-
classic trope. We have a classic trope here.
Well, no, hold on.
Oh,
Aiden
yeah.
is like, why are you so distracted? Because she's very upset by what the Oracle said.
oh, yes.
And then Alex is like, there's nobody I love. And I said, Alex doesn't love her friends, which is fucking rude. You cannot imagine like them say, like an Oracle saying to me, like you're going to kill the ones you love. And then me just being like, but I don't love anyone.
Yeah,
like,
I'd be like,
parents
"Shit,
are
that's a
dead,
lot-
But
that's
I
a long
don't love
list."
anyone. Like like let's say Noah's out of the picture and I'm like, but I don't love anyone. Like,
I think
I don't know.
Mara and
I-
I would be offended about that.
yeah, I think you
like,
would be
yeah.
offended by that.
we'd be like, "You bitch." Okay.
You would be like,
Um,
excuse the
because-
fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more than familial and romantic love.
Yeah.
And Alex is a dum dum. She supposedly loves, and she even I think it says next book or at some point how much she loves Caleb. Like she loves Caleb, but in this book she doesn't love him.
She don't love her mom. So anyway, so Alex is injured,
And herself.
and I said good trope, 10 out of 10. So Alex is injured, and so of course Aiden
We've
has to
used
like
it
not take her
twice
shirt off,
that
but
I
like
can remember.
oh, we use it all the time. It's a great
We-
trope. It's wonderful. Yep.
I know. I can remember 2 instances that we've used it so far that are
Same.
published. No, one of them's not published. One of them is though. Delia and Malik is published.
Yeah, Delia and Malik have a thing where
And then there's, and the one that we are going to publish this year. We can confidently say that the next one's coming out this year.
yeah. Probably fall
Yeah, probably fall.
at this point.
Yeah.
But like both
that's-
of us got super busy at the same fucking time.
Well, like I know I moved, and then it's my thesis year, and then now I'm getting married,
And
So,
now
like,
I'm doing. It's also
and
my
you're
capstone.
you're in your
semester.
capstone semester. You also recently moved in with Noah. Like, there's just a lot of
Well,
shit
we both
happening.
moved in with people while we were writing this. Like, I
Yes.
think the next book will come out. Well, there will be a smaller gap.
Well, because we're also already writing that next book.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah.
We're doing them concurrently, kind of.
Honestly, it's
That's
helped
fine.
Yes,
because we kind of just started, and there's some
like-
edits that we've made to the Divine Ruin because we've said
That-
what the name of it is.
Yes.
There's some edits that we've
That's
made
been
to
out
the
for a
Divine
while.
Ruin because of it.
Yeah.
We haven't
And-
announced the title of the last two books, even though we know.
No,
them.
but they're gonna be so fun. The next two titles. It's
So
funny
anyway,
because I think Christian
What?
came up with the last title. I think I was like, "Hey, Christian, we need something that means this," and he was just like, "Here it is," and we were like,
I think I
"Oh."
came up. I think he came up with the fourth one, and I came up with the last one.
Yeah, it's one of those. I know that. Oh yes, the next one, the one. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyways.
but so then,
Yeah, so he puts the
so
lotion
then
on the
Aiden
skin.
is putting the lotion on the skin.
Which
and-
Arnica is a 12 out of 10. Love Arnica. That's a legit thing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and menthol is also
Arnica is what
good.
I use on my wrists for my carpal tunnel. legit.
And
And-
with the I just want to interrupt for one other thing with the menthol. My dad, obviously years ago, he had like this bruise on his arm that just wouldn't go away, and he looked up how to get rid of a bruise, because he was going through chemo and he just wouldn't go away, and he bruised really easily. And he
Yeah.
looked up and Vicks Vapor Rub. They're like, put that on, and the bruise was gone in 2 days because it just opened everything up and just made that blood clot just go. Whew.
Yep.
Whew. So she at least wrote things that actually work.
So then he's like, Alex, whenever you're hurt, you have to tell me. You have to
it's
tell me these
important.
things.
And it was
It's
kind of
important."
cringe, but it's fine.
But also, it's just like
but also now they're holding
beat the
hands.
shit out of. Yeah, but also like you beating the shit out of her every day. Of course, she's getting bruised.
Yeah, of course she's
You dumb-dumb.
bruised. It's fine. Next story beat is her stepfather sends her a letter and it's like, I wish to
Santa
speak
Claus is
to
coming
you.
town.
Yeah. And
Leah's
then
being an ass. Aiden
she
gets
doesn't
her
know
a
what to wear.
unicorn.
Yeah, she wears clothes that Aiden gets her. And he's like, I had to guess your size. And she's like, but that's my perfect size. And it's a whole.
It's a whole
fine.
thing. And then Lucian is here at the other minister, and I have in all caps, Seth.
I wrote down,
What?
she sees a
Stop.
tattoo that no one else can see on an important guy.
I wonder what that could mean.
Yeah, right.
So,
Right. I was like,
yeah.
okay.
How did you? How are you feeling about the foreshadowing of the Apollyon moments, like the she can see the tattoo that? No one
Well,
else
I
can
figured
see
that
stuff?
meant she was the next one. Why is my focus? Oh, it's because of him. I need to sit up.
We'll get you a curtain that you can just like.
We need one. Well, what we're gonna do is after we move out of this place is we're gonna get one big long desk for one wall, and then it won't matter. But Bethesda,
You
don't
can be-
hurt us.
you need to
Oh,
put
you
just
can
like a-
hear me? Shit.
I love that.
Okay, it's dark now. You're fine.
Well, he's gonna go back into Doom, and it's not gonna be dark. So I'll just sit right here.
So the other thing that happens is that Alex feels some like
Pull.
something. It's electric.
Yeah.
Boogie,
Although
boogie,
that seems to be a normal thing, but I think hers is like worse than everyone else's.
Yeah.
Because he's got so
So-
much ether in him.
He's got so
Yeah.
much ether. He's got all the ether. So Seth is here. I was excited. I was like, oh my god, Seth, because I like him. He's fun. In this book especially,
Seth's fun.
he's so much fun.
I'm
So
really I really liked the end of this. We'll get there when we get there, but like the end scene with her and Seth, I was like,
so Alex sees his tattoos and she's like, oh my god, Caleb, did you see the tattoos? And Caleb was like, no, what are you talking about? And so then Aiden is like, you look good at some point, and then he's also like, did you feel anything? And she's like, Yeah, and then he has tattoos, and Aiden's
He was like,
"Mm."
yeah.
And
That's
then
weird.
Lucian, and then she actually goes and meets with Lucian. Lucian is like weirdly happy to see her. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, this was well done because after everything
Mhm.
you've heard of Lucian, having him just be like, "Oh my God, Alex, hey, love you, girl," was weird.
And one thing I really like about this can like it gets more explicitly stated as the series goes on, but like I think there's a couple references like Lucian has rather feminine anger reactions. I think it's next book or something. He gets mad and like throws a Fabergé egg against the wall. And
Good.
so it's I actually like I don't like Lucian, but I enjoy reading about Lucian, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, come live with me. You don't have to train, but you don't have to servant. Just come and live with me.
Yeah.
We'll be
Yeah, and then
buddies.
she finds out that her mom is not dead. She's a demon.
Yes.
So now she's
Mhm.
like really having like a complete mental breakdown, which I get. Like that's
That's-
fair. It's a justified mental
and
breakdown.
she's yelling at Aiden, and
It's very
whole thing.
well. I think it's pretty well done, actually. Like her feelings, like this is my mom, but this is not my mom, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, it's
thought it was
this
very
part's
nice.
fine. Also,
Yeah.
she is
Seth was
justified.
here. Seth was there for that whole conversation.
Yes.
Also
Seth
at this
is
point,
here a lot.
yeah. Also at this point, her and Aiden have been talking every day for like a month or two.
Yep.
And Aiden knew about this. So
Yes.
her actual feeling like betrayed, I get that.
Yeah,
and
and-
that's actually well done too, because
Yeah.
you get the
And-
idea, like they talk for 8
all the
hours
time.
every
And then
day. And
there's-
she's
yeah.
like,
then there's
and she says to him,
foreshadowing that
in
Aiden
no,
knew.
huh?
There's also foreshadowing that Aiden knew, like when they were talking about her mum being dead earlier on. He's like, and with what happened to your mum, and she's like, why does everyone say with what happened to her? She died. She was killed. She's dead.
Yeah.
And Aiden just gets like really shifty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like there was obviously thought.
Yeah,
Pretty
like
nice.
look, the execution isn't always great, Jenny, but like you can at least tell that she at least thinks about what
She thinks her shit through.
Yeah. So,
At least in this book.
And again, with Aiden, with her betrayal from Aiden, like obviously she likes Aiden a lot, but you know, the idea that she would be grumpy about this is not unfathomable.
But then she kisses him.
Well, okay, so first she's beating up a dummy. She's like beating the shit out of it, which like, girl, you do you. And then they fisticuffs. Then she fisticuffs. She engages in bad-natured fisticuffs. Okay, with Aiden, and Aiden's like just not kicking her ass, but like she's not getting anything out of this. And then another great trope. Jenny is on it with the tropes this book, because we have the
Dude,
medical trope.
Tropes are so fun.
Tropes are great. I love
Tropes are
tropes.
great.
And then we have the Fighty McFight and pin down and make out, and it's good. I love that.
Yep.
Honestly, that scene was, because they weren't talking, was actually kind of cute.
Yep.
So then Seth wants to talk. I said
Yes.
it's not a boy's name, so someone says it in this part.
I think
Seth.
Seth is the one that says it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she's
He's like Alexandria.
She's like, call me
and she's like,
Alex.
"It's
So why did you
Alex."
ask? And he's like, yes, I know. Everyone calls you by some boy's name.
Yes.
It's not weird. It's not weird. It's
No,
not weird.
it's not.
Like, and like the Ren and Stimpy at the beginning, they're like, why does everyone call you a boy's name? It's not weird, and it carries on through the whole series.
Like if her name
my-
was Logan or something.
Yeah, right.
If her
Dylan.
name was Bob, Richard,
Bill.
but yeah, Bill. Her name was
Any-
Billiam.
William. John. If we called her John, yeah, that would make some sense. But like,
I'm just trying to think of if her name was Stephanie and she got called Stefan.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think that would be fair because like Steph would be a normal nickname for Stephanie.
Steph is a very normal nickname for Steph.
But if she was getting called Stefan, I buy that. I buy her having to justify her masculine
Being called
nickname to
Stefan,
everyone.
yeah. But Alex is such a normal nickname.
And because Alexander and Alexandria or whatever are
It's-
common names,
Well,
common enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what? Yeah. Anyway, it's stupid.
Yes. Oh
No,
okay.
I'm trying to
Sorry.
make it so it
Because
stops.
the things are blocking part of your face. So anyway, so then Seth is like says Lucian is a pompous ass. Love that. She tells him that she saw the tats, and Alex is like, Seth thinks he's guarding me. Oh, she says to Aiden. So Seth is like, I think I'm guarding you, not your pompous ass of a stepfather.
Mhm.
And then later she's telling this to Aiden. So, and then Kane is here to help train. Like, so now Kane is going to
Kane's
train
training
with
with them, but
every
not
couple of
because
days.
she kissed him, but because
Yeah,
can
he
teach her new
says,
things.
because like she kind of
Says
broaches
very
the topic,
explicitly.
and
Yeah.
he's like, it's not because of what happened the other night or whatever.
Yeah.
And Kane has previously trained with them, so
Yeah.
possible.
Well, she also says, I'm sorry for hitting you and the other thing. And he says, I accept your apology for hitting me.
Yes. And she's like, the
Yeah.
other thing? And he's like, no, like,
No.
you were stressed. It's fine. And she's like, yes, I was stressed. That's it. That's the only reason I kissed you. Yeah.
Yeah. So then Seth is so then she leaves, she goes to dinner. Seth is at the dinner table. They
And
find out there's
everyone's
an attack. Alex's
Yeah.
mom did the attack. Oh yeah, everybody fangirls over Seth. You're correct.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Kane.
Everyone says he's
Kane-
hot as hell.
Kane during the training session had been bitching there that he has to go and guard a bunch of Pures on a little day trip.
Yes.
And then
And-
after this, Kane is missing. Leah's parents are dead. I'll just say parents. There's like a step parent in there or whatever.
Yeah, his stepmother.
Leah's progenitors are dead. And then Alex's mom
Yeah, actually,
did the attack.
Let's just quickly address Leah's family tree. So she's got her dad, her stepmother, her older half sister who is a pure blood, and then there's her, the younger. So dad cheated on mum, but also though stepmom is very fond of Leah because she visits her regularly, according to Leah.
Mm.
And so now dad and stepmom are dead, and Dawn and Leah are all that's left.
Yep.
So then they're like, your mom must remember you, which is weird.
Yes.
Then Alex and Aiden are hugging.
And we still have very strong I love mom feels. We're like, like maybe she can be saved, maybe et cetera, et cetera. It's like, but mom.
No. Yeah, and she's like, maybe mom didn't kill anyone. Maybe she was just there.
Yep.
Not what happened. But.
And
still
one thing
very
I really
benefit of the
like-
doubt for mom.
One thing I very much like is because everyone else, like Caleb and Aiden, and I don't know if she says it to anyone else, but they're just like, yeah, maybe. And you can tell they're just like, no, she fucking killed people.
Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, maybe. And then she mentions it to Seth, and he's like, are you high? Of course
Yeah.
she killed people. She was there. Yeah. She's a demon. Of course she was killing them. What's wrong with you? Wake up. And I liked that about Seth. Because he's like seems to be the one that, at least in this book,
Isn't
I can't remember about
coddling
later
her.
ones. He's
Yeah.
not cuddling her. He's not catering to her. He's not making her all. He doesn't feed into her entitled bratness.
Yeah.
Because
He's
there's
just like,
one thing
"You're a
that
moron."
there's one thing Aiden does. It's
coddle.
coddles the shit out of her, which is like hard to do when you're beating the fuck out of somebody regularly.
I know. And you're like, you
Um,
gotta tell me when you're bruised. And it's like, you're the reason, dude. Like,
yeah, right.
Are you dumb? No, it's
So then Aiden and Seth are having a pissing contest.
yeah.
yes.
Seth is like, yeah,
and that's a theme that will continue forever.
Yep.
That's
I'm pretty
fair.
sure even in Titan it continues.
They just
I don't
don't
know.
like each other.
Well, I mean, considering as far as I know at this point, two halves of one whole, Aiden would feel a little bit weird in that situation.
Yes,
They wouldn't like each other.
So
yeah, it's classic love triangle shit.
Yeah.
So Seth is like, your dad asked what I think of you. And he's like, so I find that interesting. Then we're talking to Caleb.
Yep.
And I don't forget what we talked about because I didn't write it down. It wasn't important, I guess.
She
now
yells
we're
at
talking.
him. That's all I
Oh
know.
yeah, that's right. They
He
have a
yells at
fight.
him.
And now we're talking to Aiden about her dead mom. And then Aiden is like, Alex, you're so strong. You're amazing.
Oh,
First, what happens is Seth touches Alex,
Oh, I did not touch. I
and they
didn't
have a
my-
zippy zip.
and
and they have a
she
zippy zip.
feels she's like forever. Like that's what she feels when she touches him.
Is that when they can hear each other, or
Yes.
is that later?
Oh, is that when they can hear each other?
When they touch, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which
Then-
might be
then-
later, honestly.
I just say, okay, they touch, weird forever thing happens, and she's like, fuck's sake, they knew we're going to die. Shit. Fuck, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Aiden has, so also Alex is wearing booty shorts, so Aiden is like, don't wear your shorts again, Alex. But then he's like, you're so strong, you're so brave. He has one of those speeches. So then there's a funeral for the victim.
Yeah.
For the victims.
Leah's
They're
family.
training. It's not really that important. They're training, and then Seth is there.
being
Alex
creepy.
wants knives. Aiden is like, or Seth is like, have a knife. Who gives a shit? And then
Mhm.
there's a Seth Aiden showdown, sort of.
Well, also, I really don't like that Alex is so conflicted about feeling bad for Leah in this. She's like, your mum killed her parents. Like,
Yeah.
I can understand her being conflicted about accepting that and everything, but every time she sees Leah, she's just like, oh, I just want to be a bitch to her, but I feel bad, and I don't know how I feel about feeling bad. And I'm like, are you human? Like, I don't like it's not a conflicting feeling to have sympathy for someone whose parents were just murdered, especially when your own mother did the murdering.
Yeah.
I can understand her if she was feeling conflicted about offering any sort of sympathy directly to Leah or anything, because she's like, it's weird, my mom is responsible.
Is the reason why your parents are dead, yeah.
Yeah, so I can accept her feeling conflicted about that, but her feeling weird about the thought of being snarky, I don't. And like, Alex is a horrible person. And not a lot changes in this series that makes me think otherwise. The more the series goes on, it's just like, Alex is a horrible person.
I figured that was gonna happen.
You know, and she doesn't learn. She has no introspection, and every time she thinks she has introspection, she undoes that introspection by just going back to how she was.
Yeah.
And again, she has to tell everyone just how mature she is
Yeah.
because she doesn't know how to show them, because she's not. I don't like Alex, but she's not too bad in this one, so I might also just be projecting future book bullshit.
No, she
Alex in this
wasn't
one.
too bad in this one.
She
like,
was, there are some parts where she's actually likable in this one.
yes. And like
Like-
her annoying thing at the end of the book where she leaves, that does make sense, where she's like, I feel like I need to be the one to
Oh, I'm
take care of my
fine
mother.
I'm fine with that, and again, I'm fine with most of her fuck ups in this book
Yeah.
because she hasn't had a chance to learn from them yet.
Yeah.
So,
That's when
then-
the weird forever thing happens.
Yeah,
and
so
we
then
go talk to
Deacon is
Lucian.
it. So then we have a movie night. Deacon is at movie night. People are talking about her.
Was it a
Alex is
movie
about to have a beat down.
I thought it was
and
another
Seth is
party.
And then Seth is like, hey, no, let's go outside. And then Seth actually touches her. Seth and Alex are linked or whatever. And then we go.
And they can hear each
Seth-
other's thoughts in their heads.
And this is where Seth just drags her to Lucian.
Yep.
And
she
Seth's
loses
like,
both of her shoes. He's violently dragging her that
Yes.
bad.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then Seth is like, bruh, what the fuck? And
Yep,
Lucian is like, oh yeah,
rightfully.
did I forget to mention that Alex is the Apollyon? And we just like wanted to see if you guys would touch and like it would go zing, and then we would know. And now we know.
And so when she turns 18, you guys are gonna be two halves of one whole, and you're just
And you're gonna make him super stronger, and you're gonna be his little charging battery forever. And she's
Yes.
like, "But I don't want to be a charging battery."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, that's fine, but you're going to be. Have
Yeah.
fun."
Mhm.
Yeah. So then she's just freaking out. So she goes to Aiden's cottage
Yep.
and she
Mhm.
knocks on the door, like, and she's like, we could both die for this, but I don't care. And
So then
then
they
I'm
almost
gonna
point-
die anyway.
And we
well,
have
and then
the
we walk
first-
it real quick. We find out that Aiden is guitar guy.
And
Yes.
he collects guitar
Guitar.
picks.
And they're just like
kissing a
talking
black
about
one.
it. She's like, oh my god. They're hugging. I have Aiden as a bad dirty talker. Oh, because he's says stuff, but like it's disgusting.
But
this is where
then
we get
it.
Moo.
We get the first Agape Moo.
You know what? Somebody read out the context for the line. I just want to hear it. Like,
let me find it.
I'm on the PC, so I don't have the ebook.
Moo. Okay, where's my moo?
It's MOU.
I know, but when I just search moo, it comes up with all the mouths as well. Mouth is in here a lot. Oh, there it is. Okay. You know what? I feel like Bae will do the most dramatic reading of this, so I'm going to share.
It's true.
Okay,
It's true.
yeah.
She would.
I'm going to share. Let me just
it's the first of many, so I feel like we have to just
It's also
honor it. It's
my first organic Agape Moo experience.
It is.
Okay,
Because
now
last time we tried to
lost-
find it,
I've only heard it out of
your
context.
bookshelf collapsed.
Yes, we played it out loud, and the ghost killed my bookshelf.
Yeah,
So
that was the loudest thing.
it was like 2 a.m.
I know. It was
I was
so
like,
bad.
they're gonna call the cops. I was like, I can't deal with this. And then nothing happened. Yeah, it was a good time. It wasn't the only ghost
Okay.
instance that happened in my old apartment.
That was,
Okay,
that
now
was
I
a
can
fun
share.
time.
share
was fun.
screen, window. There we go.
Okay, yeah.
Wait. There we go. Go back a bit.
I'm just gonna read the dialogue because I can't.
Oh no, you have to, because he kisses the tip of her nose.
I can't do the rest of it. This didn't agree to this.
Just do Jenny voice.
I'll
Jenny
do
voice
it.
for the rest. Okay.
I'll do it. I'll
yeah, you
okay.
do
you
it.
you
and
read
I'll,
the
I'll read the dialogue.
Okay. Ahem. His gaze and fingers followed some unseen path as he rolled me on top.
You're so beautiful, so brave, so full of life.
He guided my head down and dropped a sweet kiss against a scar on my neck.
You have no idea, do you? You have so much life in you. So much.
I tipped my head and he kissed the top of my nose. There is a comma missing in that sentence.
Really? Yes.
He brushed my hair back from my face.
Since the night I saw you in Georgia, you've been under my skin. You got inside me, became a part of me. I can't shake it. It's
He shifted us, rolling me across the bed until he leaned above me.
Now you need to read it like the audiobook.
I'm sorry, I'm doing
Like
my
he's
best.
about to jizz.
You're doing good.
Agape Moo. I can't.
He brought his lips down to mine once more.
I love like there were no more words. Immediately words. Sorry. Anyway.
So that is the first
That
and only
speech
Agape
is
Moo of the
awful.
book.
I'm sorry. I hate it. It's like also it's a bit much.
It is a bit much.
You're in my skin.
You're
a
inside
part of
me.
What
me.
does that
You are
mean?
inside of me.
What does that
Like,
mean?
That's like a love
I don't
confessional
know.
or something, and it's very strange here. So anyway,
Could
then
you
Leon-
imagine? Could you imagine if any of the men in our lives ever said to us, "Since the night I first met you, you've been under my skin, you've been inside me, became a part of me. I can't shake it."
I think I would.
Just, he's right
my...
behind you. Ask him
Oh.
if since the night you met.
Oh no! So
Okay,
I've
No,
asked.
say the question to me so I can repeat it to him.
Okay, so since the night you met,
Since the night we met,
have you been under? his
have I
skin?
been under your skin? Have I
Did
been...
I get inside you
Did I-
and become a part of you?
I don't think I can say that. Okay. Did I get inside of you and did I become a part of you since the first day we met? He just said possibly. I don't know. I don't think he knows how to respond to that.
He doesn't know how to respond to that now.
He's like, I'm trapped. He's like, you're trapping me somehow. Yeah.
Um,
It
Very
it's not
awkward.
a trick question. It's fine.
I think the answer is no. I think that's
No,
what
that's
honestly,
fine.
if I asked Noah
That's
that,
fine.
he would just be like, "We were friends. I don't know what you're talking about."
it's fine.
It's fine.
Anyways,
So anyway,
Oh.
Leon interrupts. Kane
Yes,
is alive.
they-
Kane is
Yes,
really fucked up.
cock block
But-
Leon.
but she is naked. That's something
oh,
very important to note. She is
yes.
straight ass naked.
Oh,
Which
and
is
we
also
have
something
said
not
this.
super clear from the text. Like,
Well, it
but
is when she's like, "I am naked. I am."
yeah.
naked."
Well, I mean, like,
but
while
that's
they're
the
doing
only
it,
time.
you don't really like imagine that she's
Yeah,
stark
'cause he's-
naked.
Well, because
Um,
he pulls up her dress, but like you would assume she's wearing undergarments, but but she's not apparently.
Yeah,
that
'cause
or she just doesn't go into that.
somehow. But also, here's the thing: if you're gonna have her be stark naked on the bed, you got to tell me how that. Like, you got to at least tell me that happened.
'Cause
Unless she's one
all-
of those people that views just being in your underwear
In
as
underwear,
being
naked. Yeah,
But
but not true
we
at
also
all.
yeah, we also didn't point this out. Like when he put the lotion on the skin and things were getting like a bit intense between them, Leon interrupts.
Yes, Leon
They're like
interrupts.
just about to kiss or something, and just as he's about to P and V, Leon interrupts. Like Leon is the cock blocker of the relationship, and that is a theme that will continue.
Yeah. So Kane is alive. Kane is really fucked up. Kane is then like Alex, like Aiden is like, I gotta go. And then like the next
Alex
day,
is like,
she's
take
like,
me with you.
yeah,
he's
Alex
like,
like, take me
no.
with you. And he's like, no, I can't. Also, I would have to explain all of that. So anyway, so then later, Alex like sneaks out, goes and sees Kane. Kane is somehow a demon, even though he was a half-blood.
Yep.
Aiden
And he's
Seth
like,
to the rescue.
And he ends up actually explaining it. He's like, yeah, they do it slowly. They just
And he's
bring
also
the
like-
ether slowly.
He's also like, "Mom's looking for you."
Yeah.
Mommy wants you.
Yep.
Now it's
Alex
time
at
to
some
fight.
point says sorry to Leah. Alex leaves
Oh.
to go eat mom.
Wait,
Half-blood demons are immune to titanium.
Yep.
Mm.
Seth had to come in and like Akasha him,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how they killed him.
And we also get some Seth bonding. We make up with Caleb, and she decides to leave the Covenant to go kill her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she steals a Sentinel uniform, sneaks out, and she's like, I look like such a badass. But she grabs a gun and doesn't bring a holster. But she's not carrying the gun while she's walking, so she should have noticed she didn't have a holster from the second she grabbed the gun.
It's
IQ is not her strong point. Okay, it's fine.
fine.
I feel like Jenny
and-
forgot to give her a holster.
Yeah, I think that's a
But,
Jenny
like,
thing.
But honestly, here's the thing: guns that have holsters are usually just stored sometimes in the hole, especially a handgun. You'll just
They're
keep it
they're
the holster.
stored
Well-
inside of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's like, oh, I put the gun back in my waistband because I forgot a holster. I'm like, but you put it back in your waistband, which meant that before you left, you had it in your waistband.
Then would you take it out and then put it back? Yeah, whatever.
It's also not the most comfortable way to carry a gun.
No, it's not.
No, like, and again, when you grab a gun, like you go to put it in a holster and there's no holster, you go, oh, I grab a holster. Not, oh, I'll put it in my waistband and forget that I forgot a holster for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's left the island, she's back on the mainland, and she's like, Mommy, where are you? And then Wild Caleb appears.
Oh yeah.
And he's like,
oh yeah.
Alex, what are you doing? And she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I followed you. And she's like, you're a dum-dum. And he's like, you're a dum-dum. And they're like, let's go back because we're both dum-dums. And she's like, I don't know if she was about to agree, but then Wild Mom appears.
Yeah. The mom appears and she's like, "I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her," and then she gets knocked out.
Yeah, because
She
she stands there
can't kill
looking
her
at her for a
mom.
full like hour.
Yeah. She can't find it emotionally in her to murder her demon mother, which
Which is,
That's
I
fair.
get it, but also.
And to be fair, also nobody actually expected her to do this.
No, exactly.
Everybody was like, "Well, we're gonna do it for you. Don't worry."
Yeah, because no one was like, "No, you should
Everyone was
definitely
like,
go
"You
through
don't have to face your mom as a demon.
the
We're not
emotional
gonna ask you to do
trauma
that."
of
yeah."
seeing your mother die and then having to kill her."
Yep. So then she wakes up.
And we're in
she's
Gatlinburg.
Yes. So they're 5 hours away, and she's there, and Caleb's there, and they're like, well, fuck. And then Mum and two other demons walk in, and they're like, greetings. we shall demon you, so then that way they do not get second Napoleon. We get the second Napoleon.
Yeah.
Mwahaha. And she's like, but mummy, please. And she's like, no, I love you. Bye. And leaves. And
they start
we
the
also
process.
find out that the Oracle told her mom that she's the second Napoleon, and that's why she yeeted.
That's why
for
they
3
yeeted.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So that's also how she knows now, because she.
Mhm.
And Caleb they're like, Caleb won't get hurt as long as you be a good girl.
You
and let us train
cooperate.
you.
Yeah, like Caleb's
feel
the
like
collateral.
Yeah, but I feel like and she's like, and then we'll let him go. I'm like, no, I think Caleb's going to be a Demon Alex's first meal. I think that's what the plan actually
I
is.
think that's, yeah. But they start turning her, and then she's like, I'm gonna escape. So she plays along for a little bit, gets
Also, like, she's getting bit a lot.
She's getting bit all over a lot.
She's getting fucked up.
Yeah, like she's getting bit like something like every hour on the hour or something.
And then Alex finds a moment to escape because someone unsolicitedly bites her, which was like totally against the rules that mom laid out. And so mom comes back and is like, what did you do to my daughter? And this is when the first signal we get of like, oh, mom's really not mom anymore, because Alex goes to hug her and her mom's just like,
meh. I'm mad. Like, mum was more mad that the rules weren't followed than the fact that her daughter bit, because like they punched her in the face and it was a bit
done
of a
hurt
mess.
her. And so she uses that distraction of mom punishing them to run out of the house and into the woods with Caleb.
Yeah, and she's got like a titanium switch knife or something on her. And then she hears but while she's waiting as well, she heard a voice in her head that was just like, wait for the right moment or something, and she's like, that's what I'm planning on doing, and that's weird. That's not my voice. And then mum catches up to her and she does it and kills mummy, and mummy looks relieved for a second, and then she dusties, and then Aiden and Seth are there, and they're like, and she's like, how did you find me? And they're like, Seth.
And she passes out in Aiden's arms. Wakes up 2 days later, and Aiden's like, we can't be a we anymore. We like, I understand your feelings. I do like you. I do want you, but like, I'm not going to risk your entire future and your entire Sentinel career just to fuck you. So
no,
we won't do this. Yeah. Which obviously is not true, because obviously they are going to become a thing. So it's fine.
Yes. I mean, it's not really. I don't really think that confirming that is spoilery.
Yeah, no, not at all. Considering I know Agapimu, no.
Yeah, so they work out that Seth just knew where she was, and then she talks to Seth.
Well, first she goes to see her uncle.
Oh yeah, that's
she goes to see Marcus, and Marcus is like, I'm very mad at you. However, you would be a great sentinel, so you can go back to school in the fall. Aiden is going to train you every single day still, and
you're also going to do training with Seth.
So every other day, Seth, Aiden.
And then
so she does sentinel training with Aiden and Napoleon training with Seth.
And he basically says that if she graduates, she will become a sentinel.
Yeah.
And then when she goes back to her room, Seth is just like, straight draw me like one of your, paint me like one of your French girls on her bed. And that was the moment I decided I loved Seth.
He's such a dick.
This is not the only time that Seth shows up in bedrooms.
I love that.
And she's like, how did you find me? And he's like, I woke up from it. I was having a really sexy dream about a really sexy girl. And she's like,
he was like, I was about to have a wet dream, and then you showed up.
And he felt sick, and then he's like, I just knew I had to find you, found an Aiden, and then
he literally felt them tagging her.
Yes, he's like, I felt every single time that they bit you. I don't know how you went through that, first of all, and then second of all, here's the rest of it.
Yeah, so effectively, you just knew a general direction, and then as they got closer, then he just was
And
able
as soon
to
as like
hone in.
Aiden mentioned, oh well, she's talked about Gatlinburg before. He was like, well, that's it. That's where they are.
Yeah.
And so Aiden went to go get her, and he's like, listen, so we're connected, and it's just gonna get stronger as soon as you turn 18. So
Which is 7
we-
months away.
Yeah, so like as soon as you turn 18, you and I are gonna become basically just one person. My wants are gonna be your wants are gonna be my wants. Like we're just gonna be one whole person. So if
Let's
it's
do a
too
thing.
if it's too overwhelming for you when you turn 18, I will just leave. And you and I will just never be in the same room ever again.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I did, yeah. So then he kisses her forehead, and I was like, mm-hmm. And then he
Yeah.
eats.
And then she goes shopping,
Yes, and we have a memorial for mom.
and Aiden
Aiden
and
was there.
her and Caleb are going, and then Aiden shows up and is like,
Aiden strokes her cheek, and then that's the end of the book.
Oh, also she tells Caleb that she almost hooked up with Aiden,
Yes,
which
she
is the
tells him
dumbest
that.
shit ever.
And doesn't she tell him about the Apollyon stuff too?
No, he
Caleb
heard
heard
everything
it.
back.
Oh
in.
yeah, he talk about that too.
So I think she confirmed details and shit. But yeah, no. So Caleb. So Leon
knows all.
knows as well. I can't remember how we found out Leon knows, but Leon knows. Aiden knows. Marcus knows. Lucian knows. And Seth knows.
About the Apollyon stuff.
Yeah. So it's so there's a.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. I sent her a spoilery thing. I apologize.
Fair.
This is one spoiler. Like, there's some spoilery things that, like one
Yeah,
that
you just
obvious,
did
or
it,
two,
fair.
like you just wouldn't care. But this one, I feel like we need to keep from you.
That's
yeah.
fine. That's fine. There's something that was like, of course, her and Aiden aren't gonna stop blinking.
Yeah,
no,
Of course,
there's
they're
this-
going to. Like, you know,
Like, because here's the thing. Aiden is the book has two characters right now. Effectively.
and it's
Alex
Aiden and Alex.
Aiden.
Yeah.
And Seth, I guess the three. But
the Seth isn't too much of a character in this book, though.
but really, like, the whole book is just Aiden and Alex.
Exactly. So
He's
of
in
course,
almost every scene.
well, and also if they got together first book and they stayed together, like, where's it gonna go? So of course he has
Yeah.
to be like, we're not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna. So they can sneak around and blink in the background. Yeah, of course. Like,
Got to
That's
keep that
not
tension
okay.
going for a while, you know.
yeah. This is a what,
But-
6-book series? Yeah, we got time.
I think it's 5 plus 2
5.
novellas.
5 in a novella. Okay.
Yeah. So
So that's
yeah,
that's this one.
that's it.
That's this one.
We did it.
Not as
Yeah.
gonna ranting and raving from this one. Don't worry.
No,
though. It's
well,
coming.
I mean, it's this one was fine. Like I said, like this one was just like it's fine. It's not super bad. It's a very middle of the road book.
yeah,
Just wait for
there's
it to
nothing
get
too
more
objectionable.
insufferable.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure it's gonna get. Well, because in 2024 when we reread House of Night, we're probably gonna be like, yeah, Mark wasn't really that bad.
Mark wasn't that bad.
Mark is not that bad.
Mark was not
Mark
that
is
bad.
fine.
It's
Even-
the best of all of them.
Betrayed
Betrayed-
is okay. Betrayed is fine.
Betrayed
Betrayed,
is
when I
fine.
was a teenager brought me to tears. I think, or it was
See-
chosen. I don't know.
See, Tempted is still like my sentimental favorite one because it was when Stark showed up
Yeah, but like
and when her and
Mark
Stark
betrayed
started.
Mark, Betrayed, and Chosen. Chosen's the third one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're objectively the 3 best of the books.
Yes.
yeah.
Well, and also
also
we didn't
were
hate the
very
last one.
as huh
We didn't hate the
Oh, yeah,
last
the-
one. We thought the last one was fine.
minus all the Nephra parts.
Yeah, but like otherwise, it like there was stuff that we were like, oh yeah, go guys, go, go, go. Like
Yeah.
there were
Yeah.
there were times. The last one had its time.
Well, and I'll say this too, I'm sorry, but like, when we were teenagers, like PC and Kristen, you did not do your job because we were like Lauren is endgame. We were
Mhm.
devastated when he died.
Mhm. Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
absolutely
You were like, "Oh my gosh, I
gobsmacked,
can't."
devastated, so
And then-
upset.
And then I got to Tempted, and I was like, Stark.
Oh,
I
and
was
then
like,
they
Stark's my
destroyed
baby.
Stark.
I
They
know.
destroyed him.
They emasculated
Um,
Stark, and then
yeah,
now I
I will
still
say
want other
though,
Stark.
If
Even
you
though-
want to do a 5 years later redo of House of Night, someone should put a reminder in their phone. And it's not going to be me because I don't want to do it. I'll do
I'll
it.
Remind
under
me.
What did I say?
protest.
October 2024.
28th, 2024 to reread House of Night with book club.
I'm putting it in my calendar.
Oh
Come
no!
on, come on. It's not in there.
I can tell what it's gonna say.
It's October 28th, 2024 to reread House of Night with book club. It is happening. It is in my reminders.
I'm not okay with this, just for the record. I'm not okay. I'll do it, but it's gonna be under protest. I hope one of you is pregnant by then and goes into violent labor.
Okay, wait. Actually, totally possible.
That's completely
exactly.
possible,
It's
actually.
totally possible.
Well, you know what? It'd be
You know
most
what?
fitting for it to happen to you because it was your idea.
Me?
No, me.
Patty.
I can make that happen. I can.
Oh God.
Anyways, that's Half-Blood.
That's Half-Blood.
Yep.
So yeah, so we'll do Pure next week. If
Yeah.
we're all good for
Wait.
next week.
We'll do
I might
that.
not be able to. We'll talk after.
We'll talk
Yeah.
about it in a second.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Half-Blood. We're having fun so far.
Yeah.
I think this is probably gonna be one
It's
of the
fine.
most fun series that we do. Because
And
it's
Lux.
very fun.
Lux
Yeah,
is
and
ridiculous.
Lux. Lux is insane. I love
See,
it.
that's why I think redoing House of Night would be really fun.
Have we even told Addie what the thing in Lux is? Like in this one,
And
it's
we're
like a
and we're
great.
and
No,
we're
it's
not
kitten.
gonna.
Hmm?
I already
Well,
know.
yes, but she means like the premise, and we're not gonna.
Oh, I know
mention it.
nothing about Lux.
You know what?
Excellent.
I say
Do
she
we
goes
tell her or
into
not
it.
tell her?
No,
I will not.
No,
I won't look at
Let's
it. I
have her
won't
go
look it
into it blissfully unaware.
I
Okay.
will not. I only know it's kitten. That's the only thing I know about it.
And the guy's name is Demon. That's fine. It's fine for her to know that. That's not going to.
I didn't even know that his name was Demon.
We mentioned it last week and earlier today.
I don't remember anything. It's fine.
That's fine. We won't tell her the premise though.
It'll be great.
Okay.
We're not going to tell you the premise because the premise is fucking amazing and I love it. It's so stupid. So don't look it up.
I will
won't.
give Jenny one thing. She does go outside the box.
Yeah.
She in this one it's like descendants of Greek gods. In another one it's gargoyles, and Lux is also quite unique.
Good for Jenny.
Yeah.
She goes outside the box. Well done.
All right. So we'll talk
We'll see
about
y'all
when we're doing
soon.
Pure,
Yeah.
and then we'll do the thing. Yeah.